Oh boy. Okay. Is it going? Hello. It's me, Loloth. What's up, motherfuckers? It's me, Loloth. What's up, motherfuckers? Motherfucker. It's me, Loloth. What's up, motherfuckers? What's up, motherfucker? Motherfucker. 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 What's up, motherfucker? It's me, Loloth. What's up, motherfuckers? What's up, motherfucker? Motherfucker. 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 What's up, motherfucker? 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 Motherfucker. Hey, what's up, motherfucker? Motherfucker. What's up, motherfucker? 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 Hey, what's up, motherfucker? What's up, motherfucker? What's up, motherfucker? Motherfucker. What's up, motherfucker? 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 Shut up, me. Be quiet. What the fuck? Shut the fuck up. Yeah. Freak. Huh? What? Why'd I go over there? Stay there. Okay. Alright, there we go. Look at that. Now I can be all like, bark, 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 bark. Oh, that's terrifying. Don't look directly at that. That's too scary looking. Let's watch this shit.
You're possessed. Just the way you act, you know? And he agreed. Like, yeah, I
rabbit,
feel
rabbit,
like
happy April 1st,
I feel like I have the devil
motherfuckers.
in me. And he, you know, it's like he was going, like, leaning, and his face got red.
In the early hours of June 9th, 2013, dispatchers received a chilling and nearly incomprehensible 911 call.
I love incomprehensible and chilling 911 calls.
I need help.
Holy
ma'am,
fucking shit.
Ma'am, hello?
Give it up. About.
Okay, you're gonna have to stop crying for or calm down so I can understand what you're saying.
You're gonna
Your
have
name?
to shut the fuck up and tell me what the fuck is murdering you. Hurry up. What are you getting murdered by?
And
Hurry
what
up.
did your boyfriend do?
What the fucking boyfriend does? What your boyfriend does with your pussy and your asshole?
He started beating me up.
He's beating me up.
No.
Is he there now?
Yeah, but he's out. I don't know. Listen, he's about to die. He's
She
not
killed his
breathing.
motherfucking
I
boyfriend.
need you here
This
right
bitch killed.
now.
Oh, I dropped my
You may
weed.
get someone
Oh
out to you,
shit!
ma'am. Are there any weapons
I
involved?
dropped my weed,
No,
nigga.
man.
Okay.
It's just me and him. He just drinks a lot.
I know. I'm sorry. I won't do it
He's
again.
about to die.
Not bad all day.
Just
Not bad. I don't even
and I
remember.
couldn't find the phone.
I told him I wouldn't say that
Okay,
N-word
so
anymore.
is he beating you up or is he about to die?
Yeah, he's beating me up and
The following never-before-seen footage has been analyzed by a qualified team,
I murdered
including
him,
a
but
licensed
I'm
attorney and former
trying to
criminal
get
prosecutor,
self-defense here.
a
So
licensed clinical psychologist,
get the
and a
police.
former licensed professional counselor.
Trying to get that
The Park
self-defense,
Lane
baby.
is a high-rise set of luxury apartments located in Houston, Texas. As officers arrived on
In
the
other words,
scene,
shit
they
town.
could hear the sound of a woman weeping within apartment 18B. At their knock, the door opened to reveal 44-year-old Anna Trujillo.
That sucker
As the
titties.
doorway's foyer faced a
Big old
wall,
milk
the officer
titties.
didn't have an immediate view of what lay inside. However, upon entering, he was greeted by an unforgettable scene.
Some dead-ass
Ahead of him,
motherfucker.
beyond a set of luggage and suitcases, was an adjoining hallway. Lying in that hallway was the body of a man. The carpet by his head saturated a deep crimson. He didn't appear to be breathing.
Sound like a dead motherfucker.
Cuts, bruises, and other abrasions were evident on his neck, torso, and arms. Yet the most unusual detail may have been the single size 9 blue suede stiletto left shoe resting near his head, adorned with blood and strands
she
of
killed him
sandy
with
hair.
a shoe.
The body matched the description on the man's identification card, revealing
Looks like
that he
my
was
dad.
59-year-old Alf Stephen Anderson,
Looks a lot
a
like
highly
my
skilled
dad.
research professor and biochemist at the
No, he
University
doesn't
of
really.
Houston's
He did in
Center
his
for
photo.
Nuclear Receptors
He doesn't
and
really look
Cell
like him.
Signaling.
He did in
When
the
asked
photo.
what had happened, Anna seemed dazed, but finally told officers he was holding me and wouldn't let
little
go. She claimed they had been arguing, but how had a simple argument reached such a fatal conclusion?
She a murderous
Investigators knew
bitch.
there must be more to the story.
She loved
The
killing
responding
motherfuckers.
officers had
That's what
Anna sit
happened.
against the wall, out of the way, as they began to survey the scene. What they discovered there tips the scales of the bizarre, setting this case apart from others while sparking a media sensation. The
Sounds
officers discovered a collage, presumably an homage to the professor from friends and colleagues upon the occasion of his birthday. Ironically, for reasons you'll find out later, near the center of the frame is a page that reads "Shoe Fetish," with an arrow pointing to a picture of a woman's shoe. Other cutouts of women's shoes are prominent, many
Killed him
featuring
with a
stiletto
shoe.
heels.
She killed him
In the
with a
hallway,
shoe,
within the
too.
general area of
That's
the
some
body,
fucked up
a
shit.
men's pair of shoes had been placed against the wall, and next to them was the stiletto's clean twin. Moving to the living room, detectives found a new set of mysteries. On the floor in front of the sofa was a wad of hair, seemingly a match to Stefan. 2 additional clumps rested upon the couch itself. On one end of the sofa was Anna's purse. Within it was an ominous omen. A tarot card book, open to the page describing the card representing death. Stuck to the corner of the book was a sugar packet, possibly corresponding to the white granules sprinkled across the glass coffee table, which was littered with a set of mysterious handwritten notes, one of which was signed Anna. One note reads, "May the shield of truth protect you. May the sword of justice judge.
Oh.
Let the pen be mightier than
This
the
is
sword."
some crazy bitch shit.
Another says, "I ask for you and your spirit and soul to be at peace, your mind calm, your heart pure strength." Detectives cuffed Anna and led her outside to photograph her to create a visual account of evidence, such as her clothing, bloodstains, and any injuries she may have sustained. While she exhibited bruising in places, she didn't complain of any pain or injuries except for her knee. But as this was under her clothing, there was little that investigators could do to explore this issue at that time. When this process was complete, they loaded Anna into a police cruiser and set off for the station. Detectives had a lot of questions that
I'm
needed
very
answers.
itchy.
Was
Oh,
this
I'm
a
itchy.
case of self-defense
Ooh, I'm
or
itchy.
cold-blooded murder? As she was the only witness able to provide a first-hand account of the events, they knew that Anna's dazed mind held the knowledge that would prove key to understanding the tragic death of Stephen Anderson. However, they were rendered speechless by the wild and twisted narrative of Anna Trujillo, aka Anna Fox. This is 44-year-old Anna Trujillo, recognized by locals as the host of her own community access television show, and now as a suspect in the death of Stephen Anderson.
Oh my
As she
God,
awaits
this
the
is fucking
detectives, she
crazy.
sits in a slouched position with her head down, hands resting between her legs in a protective gesture. She begins to move her legs, which is a release for nervous energy.
Or she gotta pee. Or the bitch just gotta take a piss.
Anna barely looks up at the sergeant. This is unusual behavior, as most people make eye contact with people as they enter a room. The sergeant leaves for a short time, returning with Detective Evans to start the interrogation.
All right, Anna. Remember me? I'm Brian Evans with HPD on the side.
The detectives have Anna's chair facing away from the table, so there are no barriers to prevent them from observing her entire body. Nonverbal communication can be very useful, and the absence of any barriers has the benefit of making a suspect feel exposed and ill at ease. The atmosphere is stark, with no distractions, to enhance the feeling of an unwelcome environment. The goal is to make the suspect feel uneasy, as it makes them dependent on comforting factors only the interrogator can provide them, such as food, water, cigarettes, and compliments. The interrogator wants as much leverage over the suspect as possible.
What we wanted to do was meet with you in hopes of getting
lies and
your
bullshit
side of what happened last night there. And we need to try to, for our understanding, if
you under arrest. You murdered that motherfucker?
Your relationship to Stefan.
Detective Evans leans forward to meet her at her level. This may be an attempt to appear less intimidating. He asks about her relationship with Stefan to get her talking, but also to establish a baseline for her speech, cadence, tone, body language, and mannerisms, so they have a basis for comparison when they reach more sensitive topics.
We went out, and he really liked me, and from the beginning, he was very nice, and he said he liked me, and we started seeing each other, and he asked me to move in, and he asked me to marry him.
In a short span, she has repeated "he really liked me" twice. It may be important for Anna to make it known that she's well-liked, indicating that she enjoys being the center of attention and may exhibit narcissistic traits.
Trying to get that
On the
self-defense.
other hand, Anna may want to make it known that Stefan really liked her in order to make herself appear innocent, as she's trying to make it sound like there were no issues or hostility between them.
He wanted to marry me, and I said, I think that we should live together first. So he agreed. And so he asked me to move in with him, and I did. And ever since then, I've been staying with him.
If this is true, it had to be a recent development, as the Park Lane apartment registry only listed Anna as a guest for June 8th and 9th. What this means is that they likely only recently moved in together, or hadn't been living together long, which is why she was still only listed as a guest. This detail could cast some doubt on Anna's claims about the seriousness of their relationship. For the next 30 minutes, Anna talks nonstop about a whole series of relationships in which she paints herself as a hard-working, blindsided victim who eventually decides to escape the abuse before going into a new relationship and beginning the cycle anew.
He pushed me, he hit me against the wall, and I cried.
Lying ass bitch.
I tried everything, and he took me.
Why you always lying?
Slamming. I met my boyfriend, and then so he knew the story and everything, and he said he would take care of me. Then he became physical because I wanted to leave, and he's 6'6". You know, what can I do?
She portrays herself quite positively while depicting her partners as being flawed.
Stab him with a shoe.
I was a wife.
Stab him in the brain with a shoe.
I took care of my girls. In the house, I cooked. I did everything, and it just seems like
this motherfucker didn't appreciate me enough, so I
Incessant
killed him
talking
with a
could be an
shoe.
indicator of personality disorder, or a deliberate attempt to stall detectives from questions about why she's really here.
But don't ask me
None
about
of this
why I murdered the
information is
mother. I mean,
relevant
why
to
he's dead.
Stefan's death, and it seems Anna has a hard time staying on topic. Nonetheless, this information could help investigators determine whether these men are abusing her, or whether she follows a pattern of asserting potentially false accusations.
It finally clicked in my head.
Holy fuck.
When he
This is good
killed
weed,
me,
nigga.
and he was
Sorry.
made love to me.
I just
and
like
I
to
didn't
say
want
it,
to.
man. I
And
don't
it's
mean
like,
it as a bad word.
you're mine. You're,
Smoke weed.
you're
I'm come on,
everything.
Stram. Come
You
on.
belong to me.
We gotta compromise in this
And I said,
relationship.
yes, of course.
I
And
let
so
him fuck
I
me
want
doggy
everything. I
style
want your spirit. And
all
then
the time.
he's whispered in my ear. He goes,
I don't like it. I like missionary better.
The detectives have exhibited seemingly unending patience as she goes through one dramatic story after
He
another
likes to fuck me like a
unprompted.
dog because he's a coyote. So
not to move. I went to
I
the Bermuda
understand.
Triangle. I went to
But
the
I like
Bermuda
to
Triangle.
talk like a black
I've done
person.
everything for you to love me.
I know that
and you
was
still
racist,
don't love
wasn't it?
me.
I mean, I like to talk. I like. Okay.
And I was like,
The officers are acquiring an incredibly detailed baseline of how
I
she
know.
chooses
That's
to
why I
present
do
herself.
it, motherfucker. But I'm
It's
trying.
interesting
I'll
that
say
being in the
motherfucker.
situation that she's
motherfucker.
in,
With it.
she would rather talk
Okay.
about past boyfriends
I'm
than
gonna say
provide any kind
motherfucker
of
instead.
explanation for what happened
As a
with
compromise.
Stefan. It's important
I'm
to
gonna say it
note
in
that this
Keith David voice
interrogation is
too,
unlike
motherfucker.
many others. The main difference is that this isn't a case of who did it, but a question of what really happened between Anna and Stefan that night.
We're in
For
love.
this
We got
reason,
married.
the majority of the tactics the detectives usually use during interrogations aren't needed. Because she wasn't
Motherfucker.
denying killing Stefan, the detectives just wanted her
What's
to keep
this bitch
talking,
talking
as
about?
the more she does, the more they have to use to
Gives a
discredit her.
fuck.
This is why they're so silent and don't ask her many questions.
anyone in
Yep.
my soul?
Just
I
let the
said,
bitch
no.
dig her own grave.
No, not my soul. You can have my body or me or whatever you want. You cannot have my soul.
Digging that
I belong
motherfucking
to
grave
God,
deep
right?
and deep and deep and
And so I
deeper.
lived with James, and he became my friend, and he took care of me because I was afraid to go. So, I loved him as my friend, not sexually.
And
That motherfucker.
That was
Yeah,
up until 2012.
yeah.
Yeah, that was up until I killed him with a shoe.
He cared for me, and he loved me,
So he started to care more.
Yeah, oh, of course.
Oh, yeah.
Yes,
He cared so
yes.
much about my
Yeah.
feet.
He loved me, took care of me, and, he loved me, and I told him that I could not love him because I did not feel anything for him.
Right.
But he was there, and then I didn't want to have sex with him, but after a while, he kept, on and on and on and on and on, and then, I gave in after a while, because then I said, well, he's taking care of me or whatever,
I'm a
He's always loved
bitch.
me like
I'm
that,
a
but
lover.
I had
I'm
no
a
love. I
child.
couldn't love anyone.
I don't give a shit.
The friend Anna has been talking about is James Jimmy
I don't need to
Rose.
explain motherfucker shit.
Investigators were able to reach
I
out
love
to him
dick.
to learn more about the relationship.
Anything beyond that, dating relationship, talks of marriage, talks of kids. Okay, I'm just going to clear this up.
Actually, she did become with child at one time. We had a couple times, but we weren't serious. It was just platonic. We were real good friends.
Real good
but she
platonic
became
friends
with
that
child one
fucking
time,
had a baby together. You know how it
she
is.
suffered a miscarriage.
Okay.
She never mentions the pregnancy and subsequent miscarriage that James discussed during his interview. Instead, moving on to the story of her next
I just fucking love
relationship
this,
and a digression into
I just
her
fucking with that bitch.
experimentations with holistic
I knocked her
medicine
over,
before
she-
returning to the topic at
She
hand.
shit it into a toilet.
And Stefan, he was older, beautiful. I like intelligence. He's respectable, and he treated me very good. And he liked
His
my
dick
art.
was bigger than
showed
the
him
weird guy
the
who
beauty
likes
of art,
jacking
the
off on
healing
my
and
feet.
everything. And that's it.
I killed him with my shoes.
Before we go into any depth in talking about
Yeah.
Stefan, I
Deep
want
like my
I want to
pussy.
hear how this relationship developed with you and
I want to
Stefan.
hear about some
Yeah,
details.
that's it.
Before
So
we
he
do
liked
that, though,
jacking
we
off
have
on your
to-
toes,
we have
or
to,
what was that all about? Tell me
take care
about
of
that.
a
Can I see your
formality
feet?
Okay.
in order for us to talk about that.
Can I look
Okay.
at
Are
your
you willing to
toes?
talk to us about your relationship with
Can I
Stefan?
take
How it
photographs?
developed and how it basically unfolded? How
Are you
your
asking me
toes.
if I'm willing to? Are you saying?
well, we have to
Do you want me to take
go
my
through a
top off?
formality
Is that
where
what
I
you're saying?
have to read you a
'Cause
statement
I'll do it.
and make sure that you understand the statement before we can discuss anything
Bitch,
about
you
and
under
Stefan
arrest?
last night and your
Bitch, you was
relationship.
under arrest
Okay.
for
Finally,
murder.
an hour into
Bitch,
the
you was
interview,
under
Anna
arrest
gets
for
to the
murder.
victim. The detective needs to ensure that anything she says in relation to the crime is admissible in court.
I gotta
So he
Mirandize
wants
your
to
ass.
Mirandize her. The sergeant
But I'm gonna
claims
do
the
it
procedure
sneaky
is
'cause
just
I'm
a
a
formality, so
fucking
as not to
pig.
alert her to the seriousness of waiving
I'm gonna
these
do it
rights.
sneaky as fuck.
Is that
So
something
listen,
you're willing to
you
do,
gotta
willing
sign
to
this
agree?
legally binding
So we
document. It
can
doesn't mean
continue to have-
shit. Don't
Are
worry
you
about it.
saying
But you
go
gotta
and
sign
even-
it right there where it
Tony, are
says
you
I give
saying-
you full
Well, that's
legal
part of
consent
it.
through all
He-
testimonies. Like,
homicide.
okay,
He
yeah,
died?
don't worry about it.
Despite his efforts,
Doesn't
this
mean anything.
declaration
Just
sets off
formality.
warning
Just
bells for
formality.
Anna,
So that anything
even
you
though
say
they
can
told her from
will
the
be
beginning
used
that they
against.
were homicide detectives Anna acts like she's just now learning that her actions led to his death. The surprise she's trying to convey at this point is likely
The
disingenuous.
bitch gonna pretend she doesn't know what the fuck happened?
Yeah, Stefan is dead, yes.
I was giving him mouth to mouth.
Right, I know.
Her response to the news of Stefan's death is extremely suspicious, as she has a little reaction and even gets a little defensive.
That's normal. That's normal.
Yeah, that was relayed.
She doesn't give a shit. She doesn't want to get murdered. She's scared. She's defending herself. This might have changed
So are you saying?
dramatically.
No, what I'm telling you is that I want to continue talking to you about you and your relationship with Stefan.
Yeah.
I want to know from the very beginning how it developed. Now would be a good time for a break if you would like to take a break. I actually need to take a break myself.
Yeah.
Do you need to go to the
I
bathroom?
need to go take a shit and a piss and eat some
The
chicken
interview
nuggets.
has now reached the actual interrogation segment, and since Anna is expressing an adverse reaction to the impending Mirandization, the detective calls for a break. He likely wants to
Time
give her
out,
some
time out,
time
time
and
out.
distance from this negativity.
Oklahoma,
Sorry about
do you want to win this motherfucking game?
Take a break.
Or do you want to be little bitches out here?
It's 10:05.
Listen, if you sign this shit right now, I promise you we'll go to McDonald's afterwards.
Tell me some sugar.
Huh?
I
Big
need some
Mac
sugar.
on
So are you
me.
diabetic?
You don't like Big Mac? Quarter pounder?
I
On me.
I'm
Just
sure
sign
you
this
haven't
shit
had anything to
and
eat.
tell me about that guy.
In a while. Yeah.
Well, there's some candy bars in there.
Yeah.
I got a
There's like
Snicker
oatmeal
bar.
cookies, cinnamon rolls. What do you?
Bitch.
Oh, candy
I have a Pop-Tart.
My thyroid is hyperactive.
You want some fucking orange juice?
Same way, yeah.
So yeah.
Can you tell me about that guy that you made it?
While waiting
that you
for
used to
Sergeant
know?
Triplet to return, Detective Evans
some
asks a
orange
few
juice, bitch?
questions unrelated to Stefan that may provide some more
So
insight
what did
into
you do
their
yesterday?
suspect.
Have you
I
ever
didn't
been
murder anybody. How about you?
formally diagnosed with any psychological problems?
So are you a crazy bitch or what? I mean, you're fucking nuts, right? You're out of your
It's
mind.
just something
You're
that
out of your
you
fucking
know
mind.
that has developed because of abuse that you've sustained in relationships throughout your life? Or at
That
least
guy you
throughout the
murdered,
latter
I mean,
part
that's
of
dead.
the-
He probably made you crazy, but are you crazy?
Yeah,
It's
no,
totally fine if you're crazy. But did you murder that guy?
My mom and my sister were concerned, and they didn't know. So I did have an evaluation done by someone in Waco to put them at peace or whatever. And yeah, no.
No formal diagnosis.
No.
Okay.
Here, he likely wants to record any potential mental defects or insanity defenses she might allege, or lack thereof, to help build his case. Anna begins to eat the candy as Detective Evans catches his partner up on what he missed. She seems rather unconcerned and at ease sitting there, chewing her food and elaborating on her suspected thyroid issue. But then she says this.
Is there any way I can change my pants or anything? It's making me sick and looking for blood.
This could be another stalling tactic, as it appears Anna is doing everything under her power to keep from talking about Stefan.
We need a cover or something.
And we might be able to get you a cover, like a white Tyvek suit. You know, have you seen those before? They almost look like a lab suit. You know, the clean lab suits.
Bitch, you are under arrest.
They're made by DuPont. We have those in our upstairs in our CSU offices.
Yeah, it's just.
Would you like for me to try to get you something like that? Okay, let me do this.
She's been sitting in these pants for hours, so it's peculiar that it's just now bothering her, especially since she's been casually chatting and eating candy bars. At times, she was even resting her hands atop the bloodstains with
This
no
guy is
appearance of
biased.
disgust.
He's really
While
biased.
the detective gets Anna something to cover her pants, let's take a look at what we've learned about her from the interrogation so
She's a
far.
crazy bitch.
Throughout each of Anna's relationships, there seems to be a common thread.
Murdered that
She
motherfucking
locates a
guy.
rescuer who's willing to take care of her, says he's a good man, but when he allegedly suddenly and unexpectedly develops problems, such as instability, abuse, or obsessiveness, she becomes a victim.
He became obsessed with me. He thought he became possessed or something because he was breathing really hard. He just became obsessive, compulsive.
When this happens, she eventually finds the strength to get away, into the arms of the next man that rescues her, repeating the cycle.
Like a year and a half later or something, I met my
Sounds like me. Just kidding. I'm not leaving.
Friends, with the man.
I ain't even thinking leaving sometime.
My boyfriend.
I ain't even thinking
At this
letting
point,
go.
the former rescuer in her mind becomes her persecutor. This is classic thinking behavior of someone with borderline personality disorder. Although to our knowledge, she's not been diagnosed with it. Left alone in the room with Sergeant Triplett, Anna makes no attempt to speak to him as she has with Detective Evans. She definitely seems to have triangulated which of the two will be her potential rescuer in this situation. The pair sit in silence for a few long minutes before Detective Evans returns.
Okay, I've got a suit coming down.
Take your clothes off and put this shit on and admit that you killed that motherfucking guy. And then get the fuck your ass to jail, bitch.
Well, you can actually put it on, or you can just drape it over your lap, whatever you want to do.
You can do whatever the fuck you want,
The investigation comes to a temporary halt as detectives wait for Anna to dress. When the medical examiner's report from the autopsy of Stefan's body came back, the official cause of death was reported to be blunt force head and facial trauma. The coroner also reported incidents of blunt force trauma to his neck, torso, and extremities, as there were many injuries along the arms and wrists. Needless to say, Stefan's head suffered the most grievous wounds. There were 10 lacerations and additional abrasions and contusions, bringing the tally to 25 separate injuries, not counting those inflicted to the rest of the body. In the interview room, Anna is now dressed, so detectives once again broach the topic of Anna's Miranda rights.
We're not going to blindside you here with anything, okay? We're here to try to understand things. But in order for us to talk to you about certain things, you have to understand.
You gotta fucking get Mirandized. That bitch
rights,
got raped.
Okay?
That bitch got raped.
And this is just a formality that we have to
I don't
go
know what the
through.
fuck Miranda rights. Did that bitch get
All right,
raped?
I'm going to read these to you one at a
Miranda?
time.
Is that a real person?
And then after each statement, I will ask you if you understand them.
The officers continue reading through each, ensuring that she understands so that there can be no allegations of misconduct.
Why would I speak to you?
I'm fucking crazy.
Or why should I wait and not say anything?
Got ash in my motherfucking mouth. That was gross.
That's a personal choice. Yeah.
These statements show that Anna is not as out of it as she presented to be at the beginning of the interrogation. The fact that she's considering the risks of speaking to the detectives without an attorney present shows that her thought process is intact. This tells us that the 1 hour of stories and tangents could be a manipulation tactic.
Lock front door, oh boy. Got to get back to grip all along. Imagination sitting. Ready soon I'm singing.
When she asks this, she reaches out with her hands, palms facing up, generally a sign that someone is trying to appear open.
So if
this bitch fucking crazy as fuck, holy fucking shit. Holy fucking shit, bitch crazy ass fuck.
You are a very intelligent person, okay?
Pigs be fucking lying. Pigs are always lying. That bitch crazy.
Anna clearly relishes in the detective's compliment, even in these circumstances, indicating she may be self-absorbed.
That
the
bitch may be
could potentially use
self-absorbed.
flattery
The
as
sky
an
may also
effective
be
method
blue.
to appeal to her.
And grass may be green. And you may be an obvious motherfucker.
Okay.
Do.
I have been the whole thing. I have been deceived a lot. And it's, I want to trust. That's the whole thing.
Mm-hmm.
I want to trust, but I have to kill instead.
This is what it is.
I have to kill.
I
want to trust. I want to love.
Because I
have to kill. I don't know.
Do not.
The fuck do you want me to do? I'm out of my mind.
You know, if I be quiet and don't say anything, does that make me seem like I'm guilty or I'm hiding something because I'm not saying anything?
You seem pretty guilty to me, bitch.
Or it doesn't make me seem like I have nothing to hide and
you seem like you got a lot to hide to me.
Who's here or who's not?
And you're guilty as shit.
Or you understand? It's like,
I understand that you are lying and you're guilty.
It's a choice.
And you're
It's
lying.
a right that you have.
And you're bullshit. And you're guilty.
That's why we read you the right, so that we make certain that you understand.
Anna claims she didn't want Stefan to die, but she's only expressed concern for herself thus far. She also seems unable to make decisions about herself, such as this one, without guidance.
Tell me about the foot shit.
This
I
can
want to
be a
hear about
sign of
this foot
dependent
shit.
personality disorder.
This video has like an
Someone
hour and
suffering
20
from this
minutes left.
disorder
I
has
want to
a
hear about the
constant
weird,
need to be in a
fucking
relationship
crazy
and
bitches.
seeks out new ones as soon as the
Shit.
previous one ends, constantly needing someone else to take care of them. However, to our knowledge, she's never been diagnosed with this disorder.
oh, it's really hard.
She intertwines her fingers in her lap here, as if trying to appear meek and small.
Would it make you feel better to talk about it or not to talk about it? I mean, psychologically.
Oh, of course, to talk about it.
While seemingly an effective technique, the detective's question here is questionable and possibly manipulative, as she's concerned with the legal aspects of speaking with them, and he addresses the emotional benefits instead. For the next 5 minutes, Anna goes off on yet another tangent, revisiting her past to continue painting the picture of herself as a constant victim.
I have been broken mentally, physically, spiritually, emotionally. That's when I realized if I don't get up and I don't eat, I'm gonna die.
Finally, the detective speaks and begins to play into her victim mentality with the intention of making her feel like he believes everything she's been telling them. This approach appears to work.
It took you a while, mentally and physically, to get you to a point where you finally said enough's enough.
You're gonna wiggle the shit out of it. Look at that.
I have to do something. I have to start living my life again.
Wiggle, wiggle, wiggle.
Okay? We understand that.
Look at my nose. Bitch, just say, I murdered him. Fuck it, I don't care. Oh, okay.
I will tell you.
So you're saying that you do
So you murdered him, is what you're saying?
want to talk to us about
You murdered him. Just say it.
Stefan, your relationship with
You murdered
Stefan. You want to waive your rights in order to talk to him?
Crazy bitch who murdered him says what?
She performs self-soothing gestures with her hands, rubbing one atop the other, signs of elevated stress. She likely realizes at this point she can't get around talking about it. The detectives have done an excellent job guiding her to this point, as she was clearly on the fence. Nonetheless, the investigators spend nearly 5 more minutes trying to get a definitive answer to this question.
How does he do the hand thing?
Okay. So you do wish to talk to us?
Bitch, did you murder that motherfucker? Why or in?
So that you can talk
Stop
to us.
running around and just say.
With official confirmation, the detectives can now question Anna without representation.
Just start from the beginning with you and Stefan, how the two of you began your relationship. And
It was simply, we met at the lobby, and the concierge Sam introduced us.
Give me that horrible detail.
We went out. I was interested in him because he's a biochemist, and not because of the work that I've been doing to myself and everything. That's a self-interest. All I did was study.
So fucking boring. Say some crazy shit.
That I've been through. I was interested in him because of his knowledge.
Because of his knowledge.
His wisdom. I wanted to write a book or a manual and, do a lot. That was my interest. I am not interested in anyone, romantically.
Except for Satan, of course.
I was interested in the work that he did, and the reason that I was wanting to see him or, be with him was because of his work.
Okay.
Anna seems to view some of her relationships based on how the other person can help her.
And he had that motherfucking
Chingao. Trust me and everything. And then they end up
Chingao means fuck.
wanting to be romantic with
You
me.
can fuck the shit out of my
I don't see them that way.
milkshake.
I'm too
What's
loving.
money? Dinero.
I care too much.
Chinga.
And I don't want to hurt their feelings. And I'm an artist.
I murdered him.
I'm in
This
love with
video's
love.
boring.
I love to create.
Talk
I
about
want to
crazy
create
fucking
love and
violence
beauty
and shit, horrible
and things, and I want to see you as a
I want
being.
to see horrible,
I don't want to see you
shit.
as a man.
You're crazy. We get it.
I don't need that type of
You're out of your
relationship.
fucking mind. We
As
got
usual,
you.
Anna seems to struggle with staying on topic, choosing instead to talk about herself. She's leaning in toward the detective as she speaks. Often, it's the detective who's the one invading the suspect's space, instead of the other way around. Her body language is conveying a level of closeness and intimacy that is unusual given the circumstances.
This is not worth $10.
My interest in them was
Wasting
not
money,
romantic.
man.
I
This
always
cost
want to work with
$10.
them. Okay?
Despite
Not
this,
really
she was
worth
not
it.
only sleeping with all of these men, but often living with them, indicating that she was likely using them. Based on what she says, she may be incapable of love or attachment to people, suggesting that her behaviors align with a person who has antisocial personality disorder with strong narcissistic traits. There's a lot of overlap between narcissism and antisocial personality. But people with just pure narcissism, narcissistic personality disorder, typically do not commit murder. It's when antisocial personality traits are in the mix that the person often commits more serious violations of the safety and well-being of others.
But I told him, I'm like, you know what? I'm very comfortable where I'm at. I said, and if all you want to do is, play around or toy with me or whatever, I'm not interested because I'm very comfortable where I am and I'm happy. I'm comfortable. I do not need to have someone romantically, and if you just want a pastime or something, I'm not your girl. Go find somebody else because what I want is real. I want a real relationship. I want to have a man and I want to go to that man for everything.
Anna is losing a lot of credibility with her stories. First, she states that she has no interest in Stefan, yet when he expresses interest in her, she wants something serious.
And as we started, everything was good. But then he did drink quite a bit. But I didn't think anything of, he's accomplished. He was about to retire. He just wants to live his life, He just, it's like, okay. And I'm like, okay, that's fine. I said, but from the beginning, I'm like, if I'm going to see you as my husband, then I need for you to do certain things, right? I want you to, he's going to start exercising. I never told him it, because he was out of shape, completely out of shape. He was red. He was puffy. He'd been drinking a lot, and then through the course of the he suffered from depression. He gets very depressed. But that took a long time for him to even say that to me.
It is interesting that rather than establishing herself as a battered woman as with the other relationships, Anna presents herself more as Stefan's caretaker. Nonetheless, the information she provides about his health may be important. Since Stefan was older and in poor health, if he did in fact attack her, it may have been possible for her to overpower him. Listing his numerous health issues, Anna tells the investigators that Stefan had an infection in his eyes, as well as an abscess in his back.
I'm getting fucking ripped, bitches.
I worked on him, and
yes.
I found the abscess in his back.
I'm gonna cut my dick and my balls off and be a girl.
So I broke it. And through the healing, I did what I did it. And
actually, what I really want to do is just get a pussy and keep the dick in the balls and have a pussy.
And it was getting close to
it's fucking cinching up, man. Oh, golly, fucking shit.
He was dying. He was dying. No, he was not taking care of himself. Right. I started, taking him out, taking care of him, going out, trying to eat on a regular basis, out, make him walk, get him out of his routine.
He eat it like lunch.
Even if true, Anna's detailed descriptions of all these negative features seems inappropriate for a loved one that has just died and begins to reveal more about how she really feels about him.
That's what we say.
Naturally, Anna's story is just one perspective. Officers want to acquire varied points of view to determine the truth. Since Stefan is unable to speak for himself, they seek out others who knew him and interacted with him to speak to his character, while also learning more about Anna's reputation. One such witness is one of Stefan's closest friends.
In the beginning, I thought it was a perfectly normal relationship. But then both my wife and I started
on her feet.
Feel a little bit uncomfortable together with her.
Okay. Be open, be honest. Okay. When you say uncomfortable, explain to me what do you mean by uncomfortable? Did she use bad language? Would she make rude gestures?
I think it was more like she said strange things.
Okay,
So,
such
for
as?
example, I mean, if there was a bottle of water or a glass of wine or something, she could say, "Yeah, did you see that fish in there?" And we said, "No, I don't see any fish."
You don't? Okay.
After this peculiar revelation, the interviewing officer wants to further explore the dynamic between Anna and Stefan.
From my understanding from going through this entire case, everybody has told me that I've interviewed that Stefan
I would say yes.
always took care of Anna. He paid for everything. He took her everywhere. He did every single thing for her.
Yes.
I just
Is
pretend
that
I can
correct?
see it. So I can
He was
remember
always
what
the guy
fuck
that
they're
paid
talking
for
about.
everything.
Yeah, that's my
You
understanding.
talk to a homeless motherfucker on
While
the bus,
Anna
they
does
start telling you
acknowledge
some
that
crazy
Stefan was
shit.
good to her, she doesn't sound particularly appreciative of
God,
this
I'm so bald.
generosity.
Look at that.
He does not drive.
Look at that.
He doesn't like to drive.
It's a 17
And
head.
yet we need things. We run out of things.
Looks like
And
that fucking
my license is expired because I didn't have
guy
my
from
residency.
Mask.
So I couldn't get my driver's
So I
license
grew it out so I can go like
until I
that.
got my residency. Okay?
Look at that. Can't
So
tell
I'm
now,
stuck.
motherfuckers.
I don't drive.
Yeah, you can.
He completely became obsessed with me. He loved me. And he was like, I was his everything.
Just don't hide
And
it.
then I would look up and he would be staring at
Bald.
me.
Fuck.
Or I wake up and I was sleeping and I wake up, he would be there, like staring at me. Then all of a sudden,
That's
I
crazy.
would go to sleep.
That's probably you describing
And he would
yourself.
wake up. And he would wake up like a
She's
child.
describing herself.
I'm just your baby. I just want you to take care of me.
What the fuck?
He wake up like an infancy. I was like, oh, weird to me.
Crazy
I don't like,
bitches attract crazy
and
motherfuckers.
I do not want to be with a child.
Yeah, you do.
And he was like, come on, ooh, make love. Or he get like, he want to make love and be like that. And he was acting like a little kid. And psychologically it was messing me up. I was like,
Nice. Blind.
In addition to contacting Stefan's friends, investigators went to Park Lane Apartments, Stefan's condominium complex, to learn more about both the victim and their suspect.
Not joking.
There they met with the apartment's night concierge, who was present on the night of the murder.
Would you say you know by sight Anna Trujillo or possibly Anna Fox?
Yes, I know her by Anna.
You know her by Anna?
Is that bitch crazy?
I remember when I first started working here, she came in with him. They were out, I guess over at the park. She said that they were out over at the park. But anyway, she came over and spoke with me. It was real, real nice,
As Florence is familiar with each of them, the officer wants to get her perspective on their personalities to determine if Stefan seems like the type of man who could carry out an assault while also gauging Anna's credibility.
What do you recall, if anything, that stuck out about Mr. Anderson, about his personality, his demeanor, or the way that he treated you or other people?
Mr. Anderson was very nice. He was very quiet. He seemed like a real
But that
shy
bitch was
type
crazy as
person,
fuck.
real quiet.
That other bitch
he
was
always
crazy though.
Was
the
very
guy was okay,
cordial,
but that
and
bitch, what the fuck
just
was
kept
wrong with that
himself.
one?
The thing that stuck out with me about her is she seemed like she was high on something all the time. She was just, I don't
Drunk
know,
as
she
fuck.
just had this,
Drinking whiskey.
when she would talk, she would kind of be like a slur, but she just seemed like she was high on something. I couldn't quite put my finger on it, but her and him just didn't seem like a match to me.
Okay.
It was just odd.
While Florence seems unsure of the root of Anna's slurring, many witnesses, including her friend James Wells, stated that she was often highly intoxicated. He, of course, alleged that this was primarily the result of her adaptation to Stefan's lifestyle. Meanwhile, Anna continues to cast aspersions on Stefan's lifestyle and personality.
he wouldn't bathe for a long time. He'd go days without bathing. I was like, you have to bathe. So he started getting better and made him shampoo his hair, started eating, and then I finally like to break down and tell him, let's have tonight. Stefan, I'm not there yet. I feel that you're an older man, and I feel like I'm sleeping with my grandfather. That's not cool. I need for you to get healthy and to get good so I can be attracted to you, so you can be my man. And so I told him, look, I need for you to go to the doctor because
I don't give a shit if you can't hear what I'm saying.
You're either on some drugs, because he would all of a sudden change. Obviously, I think he was using some type of drug.
Look at
it. Admit it to me.
I'm so self-conscious of that. God, it's horrible.
He has a whole pharmacy in his apartment. I don't know.
I like to take drugs. There's nothing wrong with it.
You don't have to answer me, but you're
drugs
either
are cool.
Taking some type of drug because you change. I can tell when somebody drinks and they act a certain way. Completely different.
I'm drunk as fuck.
You're either on some type of drug.
Like you, bitch?
Or
you're crazy as fuck.
I finally got to the point after a while I was sickened. He was maybe getting dementia or some mental thing was affecting his brain.
Now that she's torn down Stefan's physical traits, and his mind as well.
I murdered him.
Where you at?
This video does not need to be 2 hours long.
I do feel like two horns coming out.
Wow.
I feel like I have the devil in me.
I feel like I wish I had the devil in me.
I take that very serious because that's real.
She may be trying to paint Stefan as a monster to validate her accusation that he attacked her, but her claims seem more and more outlandish.
Socially, I was there to see it. Nobody else had because he's never lived with anyone.
Right. That was weird.
While this could be true, it may be a preemptive attempt to cover herself in case anyone contradicts all these behavioral issues she alleges about Stefan.
Just go to hell. Go to jail. Bitch, you going to jail. Bitch, you going to jail.
I would tell him these things.
Bitch, you going to jail.
You need to go get an assessment.
Bitch, you going to jail.
Bitch, you going to jail. You got dementia.
Bitch, you going to jail.
It was like I was a messenger.
Bitch, you going to
jail. Me for telling
bitch, you going to jail. Bitch, you going to jail. This bitch is going to jail. This bitch look like a snail. I wish this bitch would say the what the fuck she did so we could watch another video.
I'm trying to help you. And so that's when I went back and I went with my friend James.
Maybe Stefan was angry with Anna about her pointing out his flaws. Or maybe it was something else. Whatever the reason, police
actual
found that
document. No shit, is that an actual document? Wow, it's an actual document. Holy motherfucking shit! I've never seen an actual goddamn document.
However, records show that she was listed as a guest of the apartment on the nights of June 8th and 9th, 2013.
2 actual fucking documents in one shit.
Nice guy, and
I'm not the one handled to push on the shot, of course. Of course. I was not up in the apartment. Regarded her as his ex.
And then
It's hard.
Saturday, Sunday, when he was killed, she was supposed to go to Waco. Stefan tried to arrange something with taxi and so on, or whatever. Then I got this message on Sunday morning, which was a disaster.
Okay.
Disaster.
So even though
disaster,
she was planning on leaving, going to Waco, and he was still, out of goodness' heart, helping her go see her children. She did this anyway.
Yes.
Back in the interrogation room, Anna has changed her tone.
I like this guy's voice.
It got too much for me. I care for so much.
I don't know who the fuck that guy is.
You know, and what do I do? He has no family. Nobody watches after him. Nobody. No, he has nobody. And he would tell me, Anna, take care of me. I want you to, And I'm like, I promise I will.
Is anybody out there?
And that's how it kind of went.
Is there anybody out there?
I love him too.
These statements seem to contradict what she said prior about him, as well as their relationship.
And then he would do really good. And then I'm like, okay, cool. Me too. I get happy. Okay, we're doing good. You're taking care of yourself. I would have to make sure, he was always eating, and I was always worried about him. And then also when he drinks, he wanted to give me the card and go on shopping sprees, and he bought me. We went shopping one time and he bought me $4,000 shoes. No, a purse and shoes. Well, he wanted stilettos. $1,500 for stilettos, okay? And then he bought a purse for $4,000.
That's right, the stilettos. Just one of many generous and expensive gifts that she claims Stefan purchased for her.
I did not know how much those things cost until they gave him the bill. And then we came home and I'm like, it to me was a waste of money because here I am, I can do so much money, and I didn't want to touch, I don't like touching money. I want to do the work and somebody pays the bill, and I don't want to touch money. I don't can handle it.
Physically, you do not want to touch it.
Yeah.
What is it about the money you don't like to touch? Because of the thought of where it's been, or who's touched it, or is it something?
I suppose it was,
The detective may be trying to determine if she experiences obsessive-compulsive disorder here.
How he
Between
tried,
this
he
and his
could
earlier
not
questions about
break
psychological
free.
assessment, he seems to be seeking a mental health reason to explain her behavior.
because of what it represents.
Okay, that's
and
what
what people do to get the money.
That's what I thought.
Okay, yeah, it's a representation. And how people buy people and they kill
people, sell
they do
people,
whatever they want
kill
just
people.
to get that dollar, right?
We don't give a fuck.
I'm like, I do not want to be corrupted. I do not. I believe in that.
Why do they
I don't
call
wanna
me
touch
Mrs.
it.
Evil Bitch?
So therefore, I do the work.
Because I'm
I
an
take
evil
care of,
bitch.
the things that I need, and I'm good.
It
Wait, I
doesn't
shouldn't
make
have said
sense
that.
how she can
I mean,
want to be taken care of,
I
but
loved him
not
a
want
lot,
anyone's
and
money.
he
The
was,
two
I was
concepts
trying
go
not to fuck
hand in
him. He
hand.
wanted to fight me.
It's
He started
possible
hitting me
that
in the
Anna is
face. What
trying
am I
to
supposed to do?
downplay
I
the
killed him with
importance
my
of
shoe.
money so that the
What am I
detectives
supposed
don't
to
think
do?
she was using
I
Stephanie
killed
for
him with my
financial
shoe.
reasons.
That nigga
There's
was
a
hitting me in the
cycle
face, so I stabbed him. You
in
know
history.
what the fuck I do? Because I stabbed him with my stiletto. Okay.
You have become involved with people who have become
It didn't
confused
even turn on, man.
because of the relationship. They
One man,
confuse.
one man,
They
one
may
man,
confuse
one
your
man.
kindness towards them, the way that you
Now
act
it's turned
towards
on.
them,
Watch this.
for what they want, which
This is how I'm gonna die.
sounds,
Watch
and
this.
oftentimes
Shit.
is
10 seconds. 10
Now the
second
detective
long.
begins to take a greater role in the interview.
I am pretty open, pretty straightforward, and they agree.
Right.
And I want to be friends. I say I want to be friends.
Right.
I don't know where in their mind, or I want to work together, and I do take care of you, and I love. Yeah, I mean, you're my friend, or if you're my boyfriend, then you're my boyfriend. That's it.
A lot of men look at it
Can't
and
really
go,
see it.
yeah, we have things in common
Cannot see the
now,
smoke at
but
all.
down the
I gotta
road,
do it again.
the common thing that's going to bind us is
10
going to be
seconds of that's all.
intimate or that
would
romantic
kill any other
relationship.
human being in the
Is
world.
to where you've got a point where, no,
We're
it's
about
not
to
going
do
to
it.
be that way
We're going
because I'm not
to-
attracted to you that way, but I am attracted to you
hold on,
because of your mind and the things that
I like
you
to
do in
do
your
drugs.
life.
I like to do
Anyway, so it got to the point. He
Focus
got
on
upset
fuck,
and whatever.
fuck stop.
And then, he would regress,
Preheating.
like I said, and okay, so this so point being, and it's good. So
She seems confused and
It went
lost as she
blue.
tries
What
to
the
pick
fuck
up her
happened?
story again,
I'm gonna do it again. I
repeating
fucked it up.
herself quite a bit. The detectives provide a summary of where she was at, up to the point where Anna had returned to staying with James. She picks up the story once more.
point being, I went back with my friend and
James.
James,
Okay.
yeah, just across the street, so I felt safe there and everything. I guess one of his friends staying with him, and he has a little girl.
Ms. Trujillo know about
You can't see
Shonda?
it.
Is that her name?
Yes, all of
It's
us are
a
friends.
prank.
Okay, you're all friends.
Yes, Shonda lives with me. Like
Okay.
we are roommates, and
Yeah.
her kids live with me.
Are y'all in an intimate relationship?
all over
Or
the place.
Yes, we're
you and Shonda
You can't even see the
are in
goddamn
a dating
smoke coming out.
relationship?
It's not
or
even
you're
smoke.
in
It's
a
barbecue.
relationship?
Whoa.
This is how she
there we
ended
go.
up
It's
being
the
back at my
headrest.
house.
There's the headrest.
Because she hadn't been staying with me. She had been staying with him. But out of
What are we
nowhere,
doing? What are we talking
January,
about?
she just showed
I'm gonna
up.
put that
She
over
was
here.
drunk with
More
a
of
lady
that
from
forever.
KCOH
Okay.
radio station.
What are we doing?
She dropped off and she was like, hey, I was just making sure. She told me to bring her over here. And at that time, I guess she wouldn't confide in me because I'm a man or whatever. But she told Shonda
wait a minute.
later on that night that she had gotten in a fight with him. And that's
There we
why
go.
she just showed up at our house.
James paints a different picture of Anna's arrival, far less amicable with Stefan than she describes in her version of events. That night, Anna got into a physical altercation with James's girlfriend, Chanda. Anna claims that Chanda pushed her first and knocked her down before she began hitting her. She tells detectives that they made up and apologized, but Chanda still went behind her back and threw out all of her things. Her fight with Chanda demonstrates a propensity toward violence, and it is not an isolated incident.
This particular day I picked her up, I noticed that she was something was wrong until she asked me to order her a drink. I bought her wine. I got me something to eat. Then we were about to leave, but we stand at the bar, and I kind of asked her.
That's what I'm talking about.
Because she was kind of acting kind of weird and woozy, but I couldn't play if something was wrong with her. Or she was actually drunk because I hadn't been there before.
How would you describe weird?
Shit. I don't know why
she was just,
it makes it go blue.
Like, kind of
Can we go green? Can we go to green?
And then she was kind of like laughing and giggling. And I'm like, are you
black,
motherfucker? You drunk? You know? But I never
shit.
thought anything of it. She drank her wine.
That's what home. God's dick looks like.
When I got home,
this is God's penis.
Sitting in my room, and I'm sitting in my recliner chair watching TV.
I'm talking about this bitch. I'm talking about she's a motherfucking fish in my air conditioner. She starts stabbing me with her shoes and shit.
At that time,
I said, "Bitch, get the fuck out of my motherfucking apartment. You need to get the fuck out this bitch because you are crazy as shit."
I don't want her. Your drinking has become a problem.
Yes, I know, dude, but I can't stop. Oh, you're talking about that crazy bitch?
I asked her if she has to leave my house.
Get the fuck out of my house!
Anna appeals to Stefan for help. Just days before he would meet his end on the wrong side of an expensive stiletto. Unfortunately, this isn't even the first time that Anna resorted to biting someone while drinking. This time, the victim of her assault was Stefan himself while they were dining at Bodega's taco shop. The couple were regulars there, and police questioned Herbert
She was
Vargas
biting
Diaz,
him
the
in the
manager.
head.
He explained that some customers told him that Anna had gotten into an argument with Stefan during one of their visits and had bitten him on the face. While he admits he didn't see the actual assault take place,
Bit him on the
he
face.
did get ice for the wound. Incidentally, the customers in
Imagine
question
some bitch
were a
just comes
couple
up
that
and
Anna and
bites
Stefan
your
were dining
face.
with, which included his good friend
Bite your
Anders.
face. That would be insane.
Just arrived.
I'd hit the bitch in her tits. I'd punch her in her tits as hard as I could. Bitch, you bit me in the face. I get to do that once. It's legal now. You bit me in my face. Bite me again, I kick you in your pussy.
Okay. And then she just disappeared and left her bag with a computer and everything.
One.
Computer.
Do you know why? Did you hear Anna make any remarks to him before she bit him?
No.
And number two,
bit him in
did
the face.
Mr. Anderson
bit him in the face.
Say why she might have bit him after the incident? No, nothing at all.
No. I don't give a fuck. I'll bit you in the face.
Yeah, the only thing I know
I
is
just
that
might.
Stefan and I
might.
We left her bag
at
the Bodega's restaurant.
I might.
To the bartender.
I might bite you in the motherfucking face. I don't give a fuck. All over the place.
Other place, and Stefan was crying.
He was crying and he beat her in the face.
Emotionally,
it was really fucking insane, and I wondered what the fuck is going on.
Nor is this the first time that Stefan allegedly suffered physically at Anna's hands, in a very literal
This guy
sense on
loves
another
the crazy
occasion.
bitch pussy. Because he's like, damn, that bitch bit my face, but I can't stop. I can't stop because the pussy too good. I need a mop because the pussy too good.
Outside of physical
The bitch bit me
altercations,
in the face,
investigators
but the
learned
pussy's
about
so
other
good.
incidents involving
I don't give a
unusual
fuck.
behavior
I'm a
from
nuclear
Anna.
scientist.
Will Brown, the manager of Stefan's condominium complex, provided an incident report which contained several reported situations involving Anna Fox. The most significant was that on October 27, 2012, while extremely intoxicated, she reportedly sliced the hose
Now
on the
that
back
sounds
of
like
Stefan's
something I
refrigerator.
know about.
Anders remembers his friend telling him about the incident.
Like,
The
wow,
first thing
you're
I heard
really...
was that she had pulled out the refrigerator from the wall
What was I talking about?
and tried with a scissor to cut the water supply to the refrigerator. And Stefan woke up and said, "What are you doing?"
I'm trying to kill the fish in the refrigerator,
Anna's
bitch.
behavior
They're
suggests that she
living
may
in
have
the
significant issues
refrigerator
with
water.
impulsivity. Thinking there was an entity in the fridge could suggest that she may have been suffering from some paranoid ideation. Both of these symptoms can be present in
If a
someone
bitch
with
start
borderline
trying to cut your
personality
refrigerator
disorder.
open because
Nighttime
there's an
concierge
entity,
Florence McLean was
don't buy
also
her no
present
more
at the
shoes.
time.
Stop buying her shoes. Stop buying her shoes. Stop buying the bitch shoes. One of them's going through your eyeball, dude. One of them went through his eyeball. That's too bad, man. You probably could have found a fat, nerdy bitch to fuck that would have loved you. You know? And to go with crazy bitch. With the shoes, with the foot fetish, man.
Sam went up
Could
there.
have been fucking her. She's a concierge. That shit's hard as fuck to do. You gotta remember all kinds of shit.
You don't know. She just went over.
I mean, you gotta be able
However,
to
as the
remember every
incident drew to a
motherfucker's name in
close,
the world.
The concierge on morning duty made a prophetic statement. I advise Mr. Anderson to take the incident with this lady very serious, or the situation could escalate into something major down the road.
You're jacking off my motherfucking feet.
Warned him, even one of the other concierges that work here, Sam, he had even told him, you know, Mr. Anderson, you need to get
Okay, you can jack off on my feet, Mr. Scientist.
Very aggressive.
The report also featured complaints about Anna's behavior from others
I
on
don't
the
let
property.
other boy jack off on my
manager on
toe.
site from another company
you got
also
me, those
commented on
Louis
her unusual
Vuitton.
behavior toward his workers, observing that she was pretty weird.
So you can jack
In
off
light
on
of
my
these
toes.
recurring issues, manager Lil Brown approached Stefan directly.
It wouldn't have been funny.
He
So I didn't
defended
say it.
Anna as a friendly person who
See?
he was helping
Wouldn't
out
have been a joke.
temporarily,
Wouldn't have been a
but
music
agreed
song.
to discuss
Didn't
the
do it.
incidents with her. Nonetheless, she'd been staying with him a month at that point,
I want a whole
and the
day.
hotel
I want a
staff
whole
wanted
day without
clarification.
saying that
Manager
word.
Lil Brown made a special
Or
note to keep
thinking
an
it, 'cause he
eye
can
on
read my
Anna
thoughts.
Fox. Investigators continue to learn about
It's
more
hard not to
examples of
think it.
Anna's negative behavior.
I'm very
Describing
racist.
the previous incidents reminded
But,
Anders of another situation that Stefan had to endure.
She took his car.
All of them, not just that one.
Was driving around
Not
somewhere,
any of them.
and it was destroyed, and he had to repair it for quite a lot of money.
After learning of these events, the investigator has a few relevant questions for Anders.
Did he ever say he was in fear for his life or anything like that?
No.
No, and he just, even though these incidents happened, he still stayed with her. And
Right.
did he ever tell you that he loved her or anything like that?
Yeah, he did that in the beginning, definitely. And
Okay.
he was very happy meeting her. But then, after this incident at Bodegas, when she bit him in the cheek, my wife and I said, we are not going to meet when you were together with her, because we feel afraid.
Yes, sir.
So, but then, I don't know. I got the impression not long time before he was actually murdered that he felt threatened by her. Because he called me and asked for something, talking about something, and then he said to me several times, I have to stop, she's coming.
Okay.
This doesn't sound like the same Anna that she herself is describing back in the interview room.
And believe me, I try to keep the peace, you know? But anyways, we got into a fight yesterday. She hit me. Look, I still have the bruises with the stick. She kept a stick. She hit me with it also. And then James got in there too, you know? And by then, you know, I was like,
Oh, God.
I calmed down or whatever, but then, you know, I was talking to him and he said that, oh, by the way, so-and-so's coming. What, you know, I was talking to him and everything. I turned and I hit him with my teeth on his head because we were sitting together. I turned and at the same time he looked at him and so I hit him with my teeth on his forehead.
What happened?
And he became angry because I
Murdered him?
purpose.
What
And he
happened?
didn't.
Here we go.
This explanation of the injury to James's head is not only peculiar,
Finally,
but
an hour
deviates
and
from his
7
version
hours.
of the story, especially since she's
Jesus.
implying the situation was
Fuck.
entirely accidental. According to a police statement, Chandler claimed
Murder
that Anna
and
started
death.
the fight and showed the officer her defensive wounds. Anna went to the hospital for her injuries, but the officer didn't file charges because he wasn't sure who was to blame.
When that happened, of course, I called Stefan.
Big surprise the
And
pig
then,
was a
you know,
fucking idiot. Okay.
I've been staying with Stefan. Yeah, I've been staying with Stefan and Stefan, because Stefan and I were, you know.
Her open hands spread out in front of her is known as the rogatory display. This
Robitussin?
body language usually indicates that the person wants the other person to believe what
Ow.
they're saying. It is a low confidence position, so it can be a red flag if the person is stating a fact. while
I got
their
all
palms
kinds of
are
red
open like
flags. You need a
this.
red flag? I got all
Truthful
sorts of them.
individuals usually don't need to
All-
ask or
everybody I ever
plead
talked
that
to
someone
said-
buys their story.
So they got red
We're
flags. What?
Doing good and he's better.
Orange.
And, you know, he's bathing. His skin is not, you know, he's looking better. He feels good. Now he's like, he's spiritual. He's spiritual. He believes. He likes it. He says he was inspired, and he said that he didn't think he could love again, but I brought love.
Love
again.
Notably, Anna begins to describe her relationship with Stefan as idyllic in the days in which the murder took place. It's common for people who are guilty of wrongdoing to lie or exaggerate about having a good relationship with the victim before the crime in an attempt to remove the motive for intentional harm. In her case, it also sets up the common pattern of a sudden and unexpected victimization.
And then, of course, James is devastated, and he keeps calling me back to go back. That he will forgive him. He wanted him to forgive him. He's sorry that he loves me. He never meant to hurt me. Blah blah blah. And I'm like, no. I finally went and got my things.
In her story, James is constantly calling her and begging her to come back, which is vastly different from what he said. He does say that he eventually heard from Anna again, however, regarding her belongings. Anna now directs the narration to the events of that night, the last before Stefan's death.
Yeah, here we go.
15:50, you know, we were drinking, everything was good.
So you and Stefan went out?
Yes.
Okay.
You do it backwards and forwards at the same time. How the fuck do you do that?
It's a club on Alameda.
Okay.
We go there, we eat. That's what we do. We eat, and you know, it's very nice. Everybody.
Last night.
Yes, we went, we ate, and you know, we were
Let the sun illuminate the words that. Oh.
You know,
you can have it. I can't do it. It's too hard.
Anna noticeably gets tripped up when discussing the evening at the club. Any change in speech patterns and demeanor compared to a suspect's well-established baseline is something in which detectives will note.
It was good, and people were talking to me, and, you know, okay, you know, he got kind of serious.
He got kind of serious.
No, nothing. I'm like, he changed, right? And like, people come over here, and like, he started to kind of get, like, you know, like, real kind of possessive and kind of bringing me in, like, you know, and I'm like,
the people you were talking to, were they
in the club right
in
there.
Your group that you were with?
No, it was just me and him when we went. We were sitting at the bar.
Essentially,
that is all the man, the words that you cannot find reaching. Fall from the distance.
He was right there with me.
As the close, you can almost taste it. Stefan is the source of discontent.
It doesn't work.
Somebody ordered like a drink. I think it was like a gin, and they put cranberry. And I'm like, Bombay and cranberry. I'm like, and I heard him. I'm like, I said, what was the drink? He goes, did you put cranberry and, you know, and gin? It's like, yeah. He goes, it's really good.
What the fuck is that one?
Okay, he goes,
what the fuck is this supposed to be?
He goes, here.
What the fuck is this?
Like, he ordered a drink for me
what
too.
What fruit is that?
Here, if it's okay, he asked him.
Some shit.
Okay.
It's a piece of, it's a scab.
It, so
it's a scab. It's a raspberry.
That, I felt he didn't like it. He got, I guess, jealous. Ugh. And so we finished drinking and everything, you know.
It's 3 cherries. Looks like a wolf's pussy.
We kept drinking and we were fine. He was okay. Well, okay, so we go home and everything's good.
Despite Anna's explanation of Stefan's seriousness and jealousy issues, she claims that everything was fine and good, implying they left and went home without incident. However, investigators learned that she skipped a few key elements in her story that took place in between. Stefan called a cab when he was ready to leave the 5015 bar, and it arrived at 1:45 a.m. Rosemary Gomez was the official
only
cab
one
driver.
out of the whole bag.
We
Fuck
had
that
noticed
shit.
in surveillance images that they had been, this couple, man and woman, had been dropped off at the location by a yellow cab. And you were the driver of that yellow cab that night?
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Taxi driver?
This is actually untrue. Investigators later learned that she was, in fact, the passenger. She was actually in the passenger seat, running the meter and GPS.
The fuck?
The actual driver was her common-law husband, Raymond Cannon. She claimed that she occasionally brought her husband along so she would feel safer driving at night, and she was afraid that if her company learned that he was actually driving at the time, she would lose her job.
When I pulled up, a mail came out, and an older gentleman
Weird
right
shit,
here,
man.
and I asked him, I said, is your name? His name was Esteban, anyway, I forget his last name.
Stefan Anderson?
Mr. Anderson, that's
Okay.
correct. Because it's on the meter, his name prints out. So I asked him, are you Mr. Esteban? And he said, yes.
Okay.
And he said, I said, did you call for a cab? And he says, yes. And he said, can you wait just a minute? I have a friend going with me. And I said, yes, sir.
Throughout her explanation, she refers to herself as the driver, leaving her husband out of the narrative completely.
So then he comes back because he was having trouble getting her, to come.
Okay.
So that's what I figured because he kept talking to her and telling her to come on. Then he comes back and he said, my friend is going to go with me. And I said, are you sure? And he said, yeah. He said, just please give me a minute. Can you wait? I said, yes, sir. So then he goes back again and then he comes back. And then I said, Mr. Esteban, are you going to take this taxi? And he said, yeah, turn the, he said, if you have to turn the meter on.
Okay.
And I said, okay. So he said, just a minute, my friend is coming. So that when, the door's open the whole time. So I'm watching him to make sure he's going to get in the cabin, who's coming with him. So when I turn, the third time, he's going back to the same lady. And I can't hear exactly what he says, but all I heard was the lady scream. The lady said, go get a cab, real loud like that. I mean, I could hear it plain and clear. She said, go get the cab.
Later, detectives were able to get in touch with Reagan Cannon to hear his side of the story as well.
So that girl, Anna, when she got in the cab, what'd she say to you?
What did she say to me?
Yeah, was she cussing you or was she cussing Rosemary?
She was cussing the man.
Oh, she was cussing?
Well, she was just cussing in general. Just being a butthead. Well, at first, whenever we stopped at the bar to pick him up, he came out. He asked us to hold on, that he needed to get his friend.
Okay.
And he went to the door, and she was standing right in the doorway.
Okay.
It was a side entrance, and she was standing right in the doorway talking to another man. And he walked up to the doorway to her.
Oops, all
and
cherries.
asked her to come get in the cab. Told her he had a cab. She starts hollering at him, telling him
right off the floor. Yeah.
to go get a cab.
Okay.
And he's
My
telling
floor's
her,
clean,
I've got a
bitch.
cab in
No,
the
it's not.
parking lot.
If there was any doubt, all reports indicate that Anna was highly intoxicated.
And I'm like,
Fuck
man,
it up,
she was buying her
Anna.
another cab.
Highly
Sitting there, I would've got in the
intoxicated,
cab and said,
bitch.
lady,
I
how
don't
you
give a
get on the best way you can, 'cause I'm out of here.
Okay.
The next thing I know, he's walking with her, helping her because she's having, trouble walking.
Okay.
And he's holding her hand and he brings her. Okay, the door's open on the back door on the passenger side.
Okay.
So he comes around to the my side, the driver's side, and opens the door and gets her in. She gets in and sits down, and then as soon as she sits down, he goes around and comes in and gets in and shuts the door. And I said, where are you going? And it showed on the meter. I said, is this the address? He said, yes. Right away when he said yes, the lady proceeds to tell me how to go and how to drive. She said, we're going to so-and-so address, and you good up here. She said something, and I said, ma'am, I got this. I'm going to put it in the GPS.
fucking peaches.
She said, I'm telling you how to go, and this is the way you're going to go.
And she starts telling directions, and he's trying to give directions too, and she's telling him to shut up, that he doesn't know what he's talking about, this and that.
So as we're going along, she's trying to tell me how to drive and how to get there. She's still going on cussing and stuff, and I just thought in my mind, this lady's had too much to drink. I'm just going to ignore her. And so then when she was in the back and she tells Esteban, Mr. Esteban, she said, Esteban, what the f-? He said, aren't you going to tell her anything? And he says, what do you want me to tell her? She's not doing nothing wrong. She'll get us there. He says, be quiet. She'll get us there. He says, she's doing her job. And she said, what the f-? She was just...
You can tell us.
The one that's all grapes, I'll buy it. I'll buy the shit out of it.
You're not going to tell her nothing for telling me something? And he said, she didn't do nothing wrong to you. He said, just be quiet. We'll be home in a minute.
Rosemary then goes into a detailed description of Stefan's demeanor during the events, which corresponds with what other witnesses have said about his personality.
What are you talking about, baby?
The gentleman, Mr. Esteban, he was very calm, very patient, very passive type of person. He was just like attending to her, helping her. You know what I mean? He never got out of line. He never cursed. He never raised it. He was just very calm, very nice.
But that bitch was crazy.
To the
that
house,
bitch was crazy. Yes, but
it said $6 almost $7. And he said, I don't have cash. And I said, you don't have cash? He said, no, can I pay with the credit card? And I said, you want to pay with the credit card for $7? And he said, is that okay? And I'm like, well, if that's all you got, okay. And then she says, then the lady butts in and she says, why don't you come tomorrow? She said, just come back tomorrow and pick up your money.
Pick up your
And
money.
she proceeds to tell us, don't worry about the cab fare. Come and get it tomorrow.
I said, ma'am, I said, I'm talking to him. And she said,
can you come back and get the fare for the cab tomorrow?
She was very,
cab driver.
Just fuck off.
I'll pay tomorrow.
Aggressive and bossy and pushy. She's like, I told you, she was talking to me like that.
For my cab fare today. What does that guy sound like?
Get your money. I said, man, we don't do that. I said, I'm taking care of it. And then that's the one I told him. He said, be quiet and get him. He said, we'll be out in a minute. He said, just wait.
So we wouldn't have, you have to unlock the doors to let the customer out.
He was just being a butthead,
And that's when she got nasty with you or with the Rosemary, right?
Right. She starts cussing. Let me out of this cab. And we told her, ma'am, we can't let you out of the cab until you make arrangements for payment.
So
that's understandable.
No, what's this?
Yeah, she proceeds to scream and cuss and holler. You can say what you want to me.
Being a butthead,
And I looked at Mr. Esteban. I said,
and
Mr.
I'm
Esteban,
just saying, dang on, this being a butthead.
To the point where she was too drunk.
And she started stabbing him in the eyes with her feet.
And I don't take chances with customers like that.
Inside the complex,
yeah, because
Florence
fucking
McLean is
nigga
working
out
to
here getting
death.
shot in the face on Uber and shit. What the fuck is wrong with people? What the fuck is wrong with people just murdering? Oh, hi, Lyft driver.
And she got out of the taxi.
World star.
She came in first. And she came
People are
straight to
insane.
my counter.
It's crazy, insane.
And she
Got
said,
no
boy,
brain.
we had a really, rough night tonight. This taxi cab driver drove us
It's like no country
all
for
around,
old men in this bitch.
out of the way. And he expects us to pay for it. And
3 grapes in that one. What
said,
the
I'm
fuck?
trying to tell him he
Consistency. No consistency.
Anna was likely still
3
fuming that the cab
grapes.
driver
3
wouldn't
grapes.
follow her personal directions to the hotel.
And then she called
Yeah, 3
out
grapes,
to Stefan.
bitch.
She
Okay.
said, Stefan, come on,
Where was she when she said that?
Watch
She was
this.
standing here at the front desk, and then she said it again, and then she walked to the door, and she said, Stefan, come on, just come on inside. And she was real aggressive with it. And he was out there trying to pay the taxi cab driver.
Great.
And from in here, he indicated, like, go on in, but I couldn't tell what he was saying. To me, it looked like he was indicating just go on in. And that's when she went back to the door again, and she opened the door and she said, Stefan, come on inside, and then she just walked on.
I
went on into the
my
elevator.
Garmin.
And when me and him were in the car, and we were waiting for the authorization.
Yes.
And I told him, I said, Mr. Esteban, I said, what am I saying? I said, Mr. Esteban, you need to be careful. I said, I don't know the man. I've never seen him or met him, but the way she was acting, I said, Mr. Esteban, you need to, I've been around a lot of drunks. And I told Mr. Esteban, you need to be careful. I said, this lady's going to end up getting you in trouble with the police, or something bad's going to happen because of the way she behaves when she's drinking. And when he left, he was free to leave. I told him, I said, Mr. Esteban, and he said, yeah. I said, please be careful. I said, because, I said, your friend is, he never said girlfriend, wife, or who she was. He just kept mentioning her as friend. And then I said, please be careful. And I said, because she's had a lot to drink, and she's not in her right mind.
This wasn't the first time that Stefan received a warning to stay away from Anna, but it would be the last. Finally, Anna prepares to explain the events that would ultimately lead to Stefan's untimely demise.
Well, okay, so we go home and everything's good, and then
it's quite horrible when you see
I have my things,
the true nature of my mouth.
I was, as a matter of fact, tomorrow I was gonna go to Waco to visit my family, and I was going to leave to see my daughter and to see my mom. And so when we got home,
a deadly
I said, okay. I said, well, you know, I said,
it came from
let me get my things.
outer space.
Tomorrow, you know, I'm going to leave. I said, and that's my
this
plan.
is how the
Aaron's birthday is on the
message
15th.
ran.
He changed.
What's happening in the video? Okay.
You know, not what's wrong.
Science fiction.
Okay, and so I let it go.
This could, of course, have something to do with the taxi events, which she didn't reveal to investigators.
And then he just kind of started pacing around, you know, and I went to the restroom, and I came back out,
We'll build a
and he was just really serious, and he had this weird look on his face, and I'm like, okay, what's wrong?
What's wrong,
you know?
baby?
Like, you know, I get jealous when you're talking to those guys, and you know, and if you're, you know, I'm sorry. I know I get jealous. I can't help it. I just want to keep it to myself, and they're so beautiful. I know, you know, you can talk to whoever you want, but and he started to get mad, and I'm like, no, Stefan, you know, it was you were there. We didn't do anything. You know, you saw me, and you know.
Anna represents herself as the calm voice of reason here, which is completely at odds with witness reports.
He started to escalate, right?
I knew.
And then he started. He goes, oh, and then now you're gonna leave. You're gonna leave a whole week. And I was, yeah. You said it was okay. You're supposed to come, and we're supposed to go look for an apartment.
Forgot what part of the song I was at. I'm not gonna do the rest of it.
And then, because he has some, he's working with a student writing a thesis or something. Mm-hmm. Can I have some more water?
Mid-sentence, Anna stops and requests more water. This demonstrates how emotionally disconnected she is from the situation. This also appears to be a stalling technique, so she can think about what she's going to say about how Stefan died.
He started being jealous. Like, you know, you're going to go with your mom, and, you know, I'm not going to see you. And I was like, it's okay. If you don't want to, I won't go.
At this point, it would make sense for Anna to be mad or upset, and her depiction of herself in this manner is difficult to believe.
He starts to get out of control, and he's yelling, and he's put into a frenzy, and I said, you know what? And just because what happened, you know, I'm already bruised and everything. Believe me, I'm the one that always leaves, because that's the only thing I can do, right? I wanted to leave, and he didn't let me leave. He wouldn't let me leave. Please let me leave. Tonight.
Help me understand, okay? When he wouldn't let you leave.
That's really, I can't even do it.
Did he just tell you couldn't leave? Did he stand in front of you and wouldn't let you go to the door? Did he push you away from the door, pull you away? What was this process of letting you leave?
How was he prohibiting you from leaving?
Oh, yeah. The suitcases were right there by the door. He thought I was just going to grab him and leave. Right? But to be honest, I don't care. I'm just going to leave, and I don't care what material things.
Right.
But he doesn't like it that I don't care, because he can't stop me. You see?
This seems like a critical component for her defense, yet Anna doesn't actually answer the detective's questions. This is a deflection and a huge red flag. Furthermore, she contradicts herself by saying that Stefan wouldn't let her leave, then telling detectives he can't stop me when they ask how he was preventing her.
I was crying because he was saying really mean things, right? And then he just started making fun of how, I'm not like your friend. I'm not going to
you want to see this? Look at this. Deep into it. Look at the abyss.
You know, and
look at the abyss inside of me.
Just, you know, like degrading me and telling me that I was basically stupid for allowing somebody to hit me.
The way she touches her head and shoulders while explaining this verbal assault are out of sync, which is an indication of deception. This movement is an illustrator which should sync up to natural punctuation points. But Anna's seem to be slightly off. This use of an illustrator may be just for show and an attempt to make the detectives think she's being truthful.
Don't look at that.
I'm like, please stop.
Don't watch that.
Stop.
Hey, I made it go pink again.
Please stop.
Ah, fuck you, demons. I killed you with my eyeball magic.
And his face got red.
Yes, Queen Slay. We're back to gay. Fucking blue is stupid and it went away.
she uses exaggerated facial expressions
Pink
as she
goo is
claims she got
better.
red and infuriated,
but I can't see
which
out of
makes
this
little
eye
sense
anymore.
if
What
she's
the
being
fuck?
as calm and agreeable as she
Oh,
claims.
I can see all
On top
kinds
of that,
of
she
things
seems to
now.
enjoy telling the story
Here
and
you
having
are.
the
Hello,
attention
mother
of the
and father.
detectives.
And then
The real ones. Not those fake bitches. Not the human ones.
like,
my coyote parents.
you know, 'cause
my
I
real
saw him,
parents that are coyotes.
you know,
I love you.
And then he just
Can't
came
you guys
towards
see
me.
them?
He goes, "You're not going to go anywhere. You're not going to leave me."
Oh, you good?
Ever.
Okay, good.
And I'm like, no. So
If you had, that would have come through the screen and killed you.
We started, we started,
Anna deviates from her baseline as she stutters and repeats over her words while trying to explain what happened when he allegedly
Did she
grabbed
murder
her.
him or not?
turning, you know,
Was it
like
the taxi driver?
He's
Was it the butler? Who did it?
He used to lift weights when he was young. So he's
Why
very
you
strong.
always
Now that it's a
lying?
benefit
Come
to her
on, get to the
cause,
point.
Stefan is strong, a
Give a
former
shit. I'm gonna take my
weightlifter,
dick out
whereas
pretty soon,
before
man.
she described
I'm
at
gonna take my
length
cock out
that he
and
was
come all
old
over
and
my
sickly.
face.
So when he
guys.
grabs you, y'all start like wrestling.
You watch that.
How does he grab
Pay
me?
attention to me.
You know? And I was like,
Where in the apartment were you at that point when he grabbed you? Do you remember?
I think we were in the hallway.
This is where Stefan's body was later found.
Stabbed him in the face with a shoe, bitch.
And I got away, and he came after me.
I came after you, too.
And he wouldn't let me go, and he started wrestling with me. I was fighting.
I don't stop till I'm done, bitch.
And I was begging him to let me go, but I did grab by the hair, and I was trying to get out, you know? And then
fucking her in her
he
feet.
wouldn't. He got
Fucking
more
her
on
feet.
top of me. And
You got more on top of
I
me.
couldn't breathe over my face,
You
you know?
couldn't do anything. I had to stab him in his face with my toes.
He got me. You know, wrestled because I was trying to get away. So he put me on top of me. And so I remember grabbing him by the ear or his shirt or whatever I could, right, to try to get from underneath him because I was suffocating. I wasn't breathing in it.
The entire retelling of this story is problematic. She states that she grabbed him, but when acting it out, she reaches her hands over her head behind her. She also describes the details with no reference to her feeling scared or fearful. People usually include their own emotions when telling a story like this if it's true. In addition, when a person that has experienced such trauma tells the story for the first time, they rarely recall the story in sequential order as she's doing. They usually jump around a lot.
And so I was like, he was leaving that company. So the only thing I could do was get this arm, and I don't know if I took my shoe off or I was there. And I was pleased.
Fuck you, neighbors.
And I wasn't in. So I got
Fuck
my
you,
shoe and I
neighbors.
started, like, please.
I paid my
whatever
rent,
I could. I was trying to grab whatever I could. I was just, I was hitting him to please get away, right?
Based on how she just described their positioning, it doesn't seem possible that she could grab a shoe that she was wearing, and her reenactment of hitting him in the head with it seems
Saw
improbable.
5?
The reenactment itself is
You can
unusual,
totally do that.
as most people would feel guilt and shame for their
I haven't
actions
seen
and
Saw
would
5.
refrain from reliving it in
That'd be
such a
crazy
way.
if that actually happens in Saw
Furthermore,
5.
crime scene
I never
photos
saw that
indicate
shit.
that the other
I just
shoe was
guessed.
still in place alongside Stefan's in the hallway, as it seems unlikely she would return one shoe there after the confrontation. It seems more probable they were both there on the floor, and she grabbed one of them there in the hallway where he died.
And then he lost his balance.
I'm suffocating.
Well, I was hitting him, you know, and then I got on top of him, you know, and I was like, stay down, Stefan. But then he grabbed me. He wouldn't let me go. He kept me like, you know, and I was like, let me go. And
this is another questionable part of her story. If she were truly in flight or fight mode and was able to get out from beneath Stefan, she likely would have fled and tried to escape.
And then he, like, when he would grab me, he was trying to hit me, and I was like, please. I was just, and then he grabbed me. And I was just hitting him with the shoe, please stop. And then that's when I was trying to get, and he wouldn't let me, you know, it's like, he had me, and I was like, please. And I was like, Stefan. And then that's when I said, please, listen, you're bleeding.
And then I
It's
stepped on
utterly
his eyeball.
unbelievable that she would not notice that amount of blood immediately.
Bleeding all
Anna's
over my
jeans were
titties.
soaked with it.
And my
If I let you go,
I was on my period.
can you
I was
not
on
hurt
my
me?
period last week.
I was afraid if I got off of him,
Let me tell you all about it,
he was
girlfriend.
gonna, I know, nah, I wasn't, I
It was
know.
like worms.
He was gonna
It was
get
like
up and
blood worms
see,
coming out.
he was gonna hurt me. So I was having him, and I was like,
oh God, look at that.
Stefan,
Fuck, I hate my wife.
Goes,
oh my God.
I was growling like, please, I said, I'm gonna call the ambulance, okay? I said, I'm gonna call help because you're bleeding.
Girl.
And he's like, okay. He still said okay, and I'm like, okay. And then that's when he said okay.
It maintains the shape of the head.
Moved him and everything.
Like Princess Leia, bitch.
And then he started going kind of like that. And so I'm like, Stefan, please.
Her story is beginning to break down here, but she makes special emphasis repetitively that Stefan was breathing.
I didn't know.
So Stefan was still breathing. I was stepping on Stefan.
So I started doing
I was stepping on
Stefan.
I was stepping on Stefan.
Given the state the police found Stefan, if she had given mouth to mouth to him, she would have had blood all around her mouth area. Yet
licked
she
it off
doesn't.
and swallowed it.
He was breathing.
No, it's okay. I ate it. I ate all of the blood.
Okay, and that's when I grabbed him and I was
no, it's not weird.
Yes, and then
you don't ever do that.
And up and Stefan and and everything, and then
you don't ever lick the blood off of dead bodies.
I heard his breath, like, okay, good. I said, stay awake, and I hit him, like, stay awake, like, please stay awake. And then that's when I went to look for the phone.
I just kept.
And that's when I
stay awake, stay awake, motherfucker. I want you to feel this.
And just like that, Anna's narrative comes to a sudden end. When someone is giving a truthful account of an event, there are usually 3 parts.
I missed it.
An introduction, main event, and epilogue. However, when the epilogue is very brief, such as Anna's, this can be a red flag for deception.
Red flag.
For a long moment, the detectives observe her, and she looks directly at them as though trying to ascertain whether they believe her story or not. It seems pretty clear that if she had given mouth to mouth to him, she would have had blood all around her mouth area.
I gotta go back. It's like 20 seconds left.
He was breathing.
I thought it was way longer.
And I'm like, okay, you're breathing. Okay, and that's when I grabbed him and I was doing the, yes, and then I was breathing and then up and Stefan and everything. And then when he started breathing, I heard his breath, like, okay, good. I said, stay awake, and I hit him, like, stay awake, like, please stay awake. And then that's when I went to look for the phone, and that's when I called, and that's it. That's what happened.
And just like that, Anna's narrative comes to a sudden end.
Oh.
When someone is giving a truthful account of an
happened
event,
about stepping
there are
on his
usually
face
3
with
parts.
a shoe?
An introduction, main event, and epilogue. However, when the epilogue is very brief, such as Anna's, this can be a red flag for deception.
I missed every detail, didn't I?
For a long moment, the detectives observe her, and she looks directly at them as though trying to ascertain whether they believe her story or not. It seems pretty clear that they do not. Anna's story seems to be the only source investigators have about what happened once Stefan arrived in his apartment complex, as there were no other witnesses. Or were there?
Sometime early that morning of June the 9th, you were asleep in your apartment and you heard a noise. Is that correct?
Yes.
Describe that noise that you heard.
So it was a noise loud enough to wake me. I'm not sure exactly what the noise was that woke me, but after I was awake, it was a noise that indicated a large object was being knocked against the wall or against the floor. Because I felt the wall vibrate at one point. I don't know what the object was. And I also heard door slam.
Okay. Could you tell which direction it was coming from?
Yes, I could tell. Initially, I wasn't aware because I was still sleepy.
I didn't commit any crimes.
I was aware it was coming from behind me, which is the apartment
I didn't commit any crimes.
Mr. Anderson?
Yes.
You have a boyfriend?
Yes.
I mean, girlfriend.
This could be a reference to Anna going into the bathroom and closing the door behind her. However, the loud slam would seem to indicate that she wasn't as calm as she made herself out to be.
And then he just kind of started pacing around. I went to the restroom, and I came back out, and he was just really serious and had this weird look on his face. And I'm like, okay, what's wrong?
Did you hear anybody yelling, screaming?
I heard a man yelling.
You heard a man?
I didn't hear screams, but I did hear a yell. It was a very loud yell, like as if he was yelling at someone else or something else.
Okay.
And I heard a door slam, and then I heard some muffled yelling at that point, and a few more noises, and then it got quiet.
Quiet.
Yeah.
Do you remember about what time it was that you were woken up?
I know exactly. It was 2:13 because I
Okay.
don't like being woken up in the mornings, very early in the morning. So I typically, the first response is to look at the clock. And
Okay.
I remember 2:13 a.m. exactly.
So from what you have stated, that 2:13 is when you heard the loud bump
2:13 is,
approaching?
yes, is when I first woke up. Mhm.
Okay.
This is interesting. Carly seems very certain of the time, stating that the argument
What's
between
the
the two
clock
took
at
place
right now, though?
2:13
Columbo
a.m.
would be like,
The 911 call came in at 3:41 a.m. Even if she was off by an hour and it was actually 3:13, there's still a long gap between when the incident began and when Anna made the 911 call. Reports from the crime scene indicated that a bar stool was moved toward the body, disturbing the blood on the carpet. This is just speculation, but could Anna have sat on the stool watching Stefan die? Perhaps she was contemplating what story she would tell the police before she called 911. The explanation remains a mystery, but it seems unlikely that Anna rushed to his aid as she claimed, and that she was unaware that he was deceased when she entered the interrogation room.
How long did this yelling or this noise go on for?
Only for a few minutes. It wasn't very long at all.
Okay. Few minutes, 2 to 3 minutes, 5
2
to
to
7
3.
minutes?
2 to 3.
Oh, 2
Yeah.
to 3 minutes.
Mhm.
Okay, then it got real quiet.
Yes, it got very quiet. It was like very quiet after that.
Okay.
A few minutes and then silence. At
I
that
don't give
point,
a
had the
shit.
atrocious act already been
Fuck
committed,
off.
or was it yet to come?
I don't give a
If it took place
shit.
later, one would think that Carly would hear such a
I
violent
don't give a
struggle,
shit.
especially as Anna depicted the scene.
Just get to the details.
If it did take place while she was
even
awake,
happen?
why would she not have heard either of them scream?
What happened?
Carly mentioned that the muffled voice she heard was a man.
Arm is that
Perhaps
left
Stefan was, in fact, the one who went into the bathroom. Did Anna perhaps catch him in a surprise attack when he came out before he had time to scream? Anna is the only one who can tell for sure, and her side of the story is now told. The detectives depart, leaving Anna alone in the room for over a half hour, during which she remains mostly motionless, her hands resting in her lap, a somber look on her face. Based upon the evidence and blood spatter at the scene, officials suggested that the fatal argument had begun in the living room, not the hallway. Crime scene evidence showed that recently the sofa and the coffee table had both been moved, possibly during a struggle. While in this vicinity, they proposed that Anna had begun the assault, ripping chunks of hair from Stefan's head, which accounts for the tufts of hair on the couch and floor that were unsullied by blood. From there, Stefan likely backpedaled to the hallway, where she may have then taken up the shoe from its place near the wall and begun to strike him with it. Injuries to Stefan's arms and hands were likely defensive wounds as he tried to fend her off. Taking several solid blows, officials deduced that Stefan fell and Anna followed him down, straddling him and continuing the assault. Evidence showed that the vast majority of injuries occurred while he was prone. By the time the detectives re-enter the room, Anna has fallen into a slump with her arms crossed tight under her chest, both hands hidden from view with her head down. This is a very passive and protective stance. It's likely at this point she has realized that she didn't win anyone over and can expect to be charged. When they leave, a crew arrives and has her remove the cover-up so they can take photographs. Anna is then asked to remove the pants as part of the evidence collection process. Notice that she seems to have no qualms about interacting with the bloody clothing now, which she previously claimed made her sick. She even checks all the pockets and neatly folds them before handing them over. Finally, an officer turns to cuff her, and they lead her away to be charged with Stefan's murder and arrested.
What happened? I missed the
As
whole
Anna's
thing.
defense
I went
team
crazy.
prepared their self-defense case for trial, the media got wind of the unusual murder weapon and became intrigued. The case blew up, and the press dubbed Anna the Stiletto Killer. The prosecution showed torrid images of the crime scene, indicating that Anna's actions went far beyond what would be necessary for self-defense. Her defense team put Anna on the stand, where she began a 6-hour testimony, rehashing the story she told investigators. Much like the interview itself, she constantly digressed, and her lawyer, who had beseeched her to keep her story short and simple, had to continually steer her back on topic. After less than 2 hours' deliberation, the jury found Anna guilty of murder, and she was handed the maximum punishment: life in prison. She will not be eligible for parole until she is 75 years old.
Dead already, bitch. Ah, well. What'd you do? Step on his face? I didn't hear a word of that shit, man. I was just looking at myself in the mirror the whole time. Well, did anybody watch that? Is anybody watching this? Hello? Do you motherfuckers not just fucking sit there and stare at me? Because that's all I can do.
911, what is the location of your emergency?
4748 France Court.
Is this a police or medical?
My boyfriend is dead.
Okay, send the line for the fire department. Do not hang up.
Sorry, Rich. Just tell me exactly what happened there.
My boyfriend and I were playing last night, and I put him in a case and we were playing, like kind of hide and seek kind of thing. So I fell asleep, and I woke up and he was dead in the suitcase. So I don't know what happened.
Okay, is he hanging from somewhere or what, ma'am?
No, I pulled him out of the suitcase.
He was in a suitcase?
Yes, and I fell asleep.
Right, is he breathing?
No.
I need you to get him on the floor, flat on his back for me, okay?
I did. I tried giving him CPR.
Yeah, okay.
He's purple.
Okay, listen to me. Lay him flat on his... Okay, ma'am, listen to me. I want you to lay him flat on his back for me on the floor.
I did.
Okay.
He's stiff and purple.
Okay, ma'am, that's fine. We're still going to do compressions on him, okay? Place the heel of your hand on his breastbone, right in the center of the chest.
Yes.
Put your other hand on top of that hand.
Just by looking at him, you can tell.
Okay.
Please! Okay, he just gurgled.
Okay, listen to me. Place the heel of your hand right between his chest, right between his breastbones.
Yes.
Put your other hand on top of that hand.
Yes,
we want to pump his chest to me hard and fast, twice per second. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4.
What the fuck? What's happening? This is great. We should have watched this one. That other one sucked.
This is 42-year-old Sarah Boone, who you just heard on the 911 call a few seconds ago.
Okay.
Her boyfriend was 42-year-old George Torres Jr., who she locked inside a suitcase the night before, ultimately leading to him dying of suffocation.
Yeah.
Sarah's explanation is that it was a totally unintentional and unforeseen accident, but what she's completely unaware of at this particular moment is the fact she recorded 2 videos on her phone last night, the first of which was taken at 11:12 p.m. and shows her laughing at George while he's zipped up in the suitcase. But George isn't laughing. He's asking to be let out and repeatedly stating that he can't breathe. The second video was recorded 11 minutes later, showing the same thing, except the suitcase was flipped over and in a different area of the apartment. Sarah is both unmistakably and heavily intoxicated in these videos, which may explain the fact she didn't delete them. It would be safe to assume that she has no idea the videos exist. And yes, you will see the moment she becomes aware of their existence.
Oh my God!
How this episode was even possible, and that would be the Law and Crime Network. They sent us the uncompressed documents that comprise this video.
Oh
and almost
my
every
God.
case we have covered, or will cover, is already available in its raw form on this channel, which includes the 2 main items of public record in the case of Sarah Boone, starting with the body cam footage, which is right where we left off.
Hello there.
Hello there, you bitch, you crazy.
Get it for you, okay? Wait 1 second, okay? I really need something to drink. Okay, well, I got my Dr. Pepper on the counter. Okay, we'll take care of you. Give me 1 second. What's going on? I just got here, so fill me in. No problem. Like, he and I were putting a puzzle together. We've been doing some artwork together. You are putting a puzzle together? Yes, we have a puzzle that we started in there. Okay. Like, having a good time with one another. But we're drinking. We had a bottle of wine last night. Okay. So then it's like, we decided to play hide and seek, right? Okay. So he gets in the suitcase. Okay. Who is this guy? That's my ex-husband, my former husband. How did he lives here with you guys? No, I called him over here. Okay. I didn't know what to do. Here, let's talk in private, okay? I called you guys.
Bitch, get the fuck over here, and I need to interview your ass on fucking away from everybody, because I need to isolate the fucking suspect now.
That happened. Okay.
You should have done that as soon as that bitch walked the fuck up to you. That bitch is out of her mind.
It's on the counter. I can't move anything from out of the house.
Do not let that bitch go.
Here, I want you to sit down because I don't want you passing out. This is probably a lot for you to deal with, right? I don't water. Just water. I can get you some water, okay?
The officer then
She
talks
has
to
to
Sarah's
just say,
ex-husband.
bitch, get the fuck away from everything. I know you did it. I know you did it. Get the fuck away from
He referred to the
everything. It's
fact that
fine,
Sarah
it's
was
fine,
meant
it's
to have
fine.
custody of
Get
their
the
son
fuck
today.
away from the shit. You can't touch anything.
They called back and said she was still there, or she came back.
So I was calling to find out if she was going to be getting him or not today.
The police officer
got over here, told her
knows That bitch is the fucking guilty party, right? Immediately, she says, "Okay, you go sit over there. Don't do anything. Go sit over there." I have to talk to fat ass McGee.
But I called her.
Give me 1 second, okay?
Give me 1 second. Do not move, bitch. Do not move.
Domestic violence with her.
I need backup.
He explains that George has been arrested for domestic violence multiple times.
I need
against
backup.
Sarah,
This guy's dead in a suitcase. I need backup now.
Oh, she's getting water from this tap. Probably gonna pass out on us. Okay.
That bitch is crazy as fuck. Okay, listen.
The ex-husband to stick around for a little while longer. She then gets a notepad and returns to Sarah to collect more information.
What the fuck's going on, man? I don't know what the fuck's going on.
So he thought it would be funny to be put in the suitcase, so I was like, okay, well, I'm going to joke with you, and I'll zip you up and make him, squirm a little bit, whatever.
Oh, she's got her back up.
Then I fell asleep.
Who's this guy?
I fell asleep.
Where was the suitcase?
Right where it is.
Bitch,
right down there.
Yes. Motherfucker, the suitcase.
Yes.
Thought it would be funny.
The
We
suitcase,
both were
bitch.
laughing about it. And then I fell asleep.
Okay.
Where did you fall asleep at?
Upstairs.
Where the bitch fall asleep?
I just totally forgot.
You began to do CPR.
So you would do
on her.
CPR on the suitcase?
About what time this morning did you start doing that?
When did you start doing that shit exactly? What time did you start doing that?
And he was gurgling.
And what color shirt was he wearing, motherfucker?
I could just tell by looking at him.
You had to do CPR. You were doing
You had
it
to
on
do
your own?
CPR on the motherfucker you killed in a suitcase.
I don't want you to have one more sip of water, please.
Yeah, go.
And what time did you murder the motherfucker? I mean, did you do CPR on the motherfucker? Oh, what'd you say to that? What'd you say to that? No, bitch, sit
The
your ass
officer then
down on the
confirms the
motherfucking
ex-husband will be
ground.
taking custody of the child.
And your child is in school right
You
now.
had the right to
not
shut the
here
fuck
with
up.
you.
No, he's at school.
Bitch, you had the right to murder a motherfucker in a suitcase. You fucked up.
He's third
I
grade.
can't even start with how you would explain something like this. Okay.
The ex-husband leaves, and the
can't
officers
even
wait
start
for
with this
investigators to
shit.
arrive.
I love it.
Not right now. We can't have you go and get anything. Why don't
Bitch,
you
shut
sit
the
in
fuck
shade?
up.
The investigators
Bitch,
then
just
arrive.
sit on the porch. Hey,
You get enough
girl.
water?
What's up, girl?
No, if you want to stay seated, don't. I
You
don't want
under
you getting
arrest for
lightheaded.
being crazy as fuck.
Remember I said the detectives were going to come out and talk to you and go from
You
there.
under arrest for
They're
murdering
here.
a
They're
motherfucker
gonna
with a
ask you some
suitcase?
questions and then go from there, okay? All right.
Okay.
All right, sir. My
All
name's Chelsea. My partner Scott.
They ask Sarah what happened.
These dykes is gonna interview your ass about how crazy you is, and I'm gonna stand here because this is the craziest shit I have had to do all day. I had to give a motherfucker a ticket for not signaling. I had to sit there and watch some children at school for 2 hours, and then I had to watch a bitch murder a motherfucker with a suitcase, so I'm gonna stand here and watch this.
I'm afraid for my life.
The detectives, I'm gonna sit here and just film the detectives and remember this happened to me. Cause what
Have you
the
called any of them?
fuck?
We talked to his daughters yesterday.
No, I mean, like, about this. Does
No.
anyone know? Okay.
The detectives do not have body cams on.
Yes, they're down the road. They're going to kill me.
The
But this
detectives
shit
reassure
needs to
Sarah
be
that
on
she's
camera.
not about to get murdered, and then go in to investigate the apartment.
Just stay seated, okay, Sarah? I know you're panicking.
I need to
okay?
go
Just relax.
into
I'm
the
gonna talk to
fucking,
you.
go into the
We're
apartment.
checking on you.
This
Go
police
into the
officer was brilliant. Her temperament was perfect for the situation. The investigators simply
Bitch,
asked
fuck
Sarah
it
to
up,
stay somewhere
slay
else
all
for the night,
day.
and to come to the police station the following day with any questions she might have. Sarah stayed with her ex-husband,
That shit
then
was-
showed up at the sheriff's office the
I
next
don't
day
even know how
at
to start with this
3:51
shit.
p.m. with an
Girl.
entire handwritten page of questions, the first of which was about when she's getting back her phone.
I'm gonna have you sit in the creepy chair. It doesn't move.
Here we go.
Appreciate you coming in.
What's up, girl? What's up, hottie?
Sarah takes
Hottie.
out her page of questions,
Hottie
which the investigator
detective.
semi-acknowledges
What's
then
up?
brushes off.
Bounce that on my dick.
So obviously,
Bounce that all up
he
and
was
down
with his
on my
autopsy.
dick.
So I'm gonna read you your rights again because we have to talk about
And
that.
Elvis over here.
Has anyone threatened you or promised you anything to get you to talk to me? No. And do you understand what I just read you? Yes. Perfect. Okay.
Perfect.
Sarah has
Okay.
no idea
So
what just happened.
what the
This
fuck
morning
is
we went
this
to his
suitcase
office.
shit all about?
And
Suitcase bitch.
we were informed of some
I
injuries
say
that
suitcase,
he
you say
had,
what the fuck?
by the doctor. So he had some injuries to his left shoulder.
What?
He
Injuries?
had,
What? I don't know.
He had a cut near his lip. You can
A
see
cut?
his
Near his what?
his
Injuries? A
mouth was a little-
suitcase? What do you mean?
swollen.
I haven't talked. I need to
Forensics has
shit.
since proven that George
Okay, look,
sustained
I
his
locked him in a
injuries the
suitcase
night
and I
he
kicked
died,
the
and he
suitcase
didn't
like
have them
17
before entering
times.
the apartment.
I also
But I didn't do anything. He was breathing when I left the room.
So I don't know
And he's notorious for running into the wall.
He is so stupid. He locks himself in suitcases. He constantly forgets to breathe, and he dies all the time.
And they're all recent. Like they.
What am I supposed to do? I love him. I constantly am good to him, and I lock him in suitcases. Because he wants me to. I don't want to do it. But he tells me to lock him in a suitcase, and I kill him.
All honesty.
What?
We have not gotten into it. I have no idea what it is. No idea what it is. We had a good time sitting on the back porch, having wine, and smoking a couple of cigarettes, and then decided to go inside and literally paint, do puzzles, and play, and listen to music. That's why.
She had all night to set this up, which is the issue. For all we know, she could have designed this entire scene of events from scratch. There is a 12-hour gap between the timestamp on her videos to the moment police showed up on her doorstep, which is plenty of time to assemble what looks like a very pleasant scene of events that in no way precipitated a drunken act of revenge that ultimately led to murder.
Nobody got out of sorts. This is what's mind-blowing to me. Like, I have no clue. Nobody laid a hand on anybody.
He also had, like on the left side of his forehead, he had basically bruising, and on like his head and skull.
I have no idea.
As if something hit him.
I
considered
have not
force
touched him.
trauma.
I have not touched him. I have not touched him. I have no idea.
I have not touched him.
Good day.
I didn't lock him in a suitcase.
It was a good day. We've had good
We had a great
days
time.
lately. It's been good.
We fucked
Like, I don't even know where
the
it's
couch.
coming from.
The interrogator now brings up Sarah's last call to police,
I got the
reporting
blender
domestic
out
violence.
and we kissed it.
A month ago, he hit you with a curtain rod.
Yeah, with a curtain rod. That's why I can't believe you guys didn't
I
take that
fucked the
either.
curtain rod.
She just referred to the fact that George didn't face charges for the
And
alleged
we
assault.
played around in a
Like, we've
suitcase
been
a
good.
little
I
bit.
don't know if, like, it's since the last time he
And
got
then
out of
suddenly
jail.
it was zipped up
Like,
and he
he's
was
been
dead
good.
in
He's been
17
having
hours.
Classes.
What do you mean by good? What's your definition of good?
Not bad.
The probation officer?
No, you said you guys have been good. What's your
Definition
I've
of
been
good?
good.
Officer,
I don't think
excuse
you
me.
understand. He comes at me all
You have
the
to
time.
understand, he comes at me all the time.
So it's either I flee or try to go upstairs and go to sleep. That's usually what it is. And I don't know if you talked to Brian about any of that, but most of the time when I flee, I go over there. So
Sarah is detailing possible motives for retaliation. Routine procedure would be to keep her train of thought locked on this element, provide encouragement and understanding while inquiring further into the suspect's grievances with the victim. The only problem is that the lead interrogator really doesn't like Sarah, and abandons the task of pretending to, which makes this a significantly flawed, yet remarkably entertaining process to bear witness.
Right, but you're saying that you guys have been good, and when I asked you yesterday, there hasn't, the last incident that you could remember was the curtain rod incident, which you said was a month ago, so...
Give or take.
Right.
The investigator challenges an earlier assertion which remodels the discourse, and the suspect then starts defending her relationship with the victim.
I really love him. Like I do. And I feel like I can help him. He came a really long way. And he was trying. He was really trying.
She somehow transitions into the principle of how she doesn't normally drink, and it's kinda only because of George that she drinks at all.
The occasional wine, whatever, or if it's a weekend, that's when you have a good time. You don't have to wake up the next day. I have to wake
Fuck
up
yeah,
the next day.
Friday, kicking it on Friday.
Previously.
I don't give a shit, I don't have to wake up tomorrow. Today, I don't have to wake up today. I'm gonna kill myself.
He doesn't want to deal with it.
I'm gonna kill myself. Here we go. Extra, read all of. Oh, I probably shouldn't do that. I'm gonna stop. Thanks. Yeah.
And I tried.
Discretion is the better part of valor. Let's eat some food. Time to eat some food and not die.
I took care of him.
Sarah talks about George's anger management classes and the supposed progress he was making.
And we'd always come home and show me his papers. And we would look over his papers together. Where it's like, wow, you actually are learning this in class?
Oh, God.
And some of the stuff that they would show them, like videos, he would come home and be like, Sarah, I'm so sorry for what I've done to you.
Yeah, me too,
baby.
And that's why you're still with him, even though he's done all these things to you.
He's got a big dick.
And
when I tell you I love him, I love him.
His balls slap my asshole when he fucks me.
Everybody tells me that.
At some point, somebody gets enough.
In the next moment, the detective will say, then they have to do something to defend themselves. Sarah's temperament will completely switch at the completion of this sentence.
Then they have to do something to defend themselves.
I would just flee. And I don't know if you would like to see it on my phone, or I think it's actually on a laptop.
She explains how she once filed a restraining order against George, then for some reason brings up his ex-wife.
When I say a monster, she's a monster. Like, it does, she...
The interrogator lets her vent about the ex-wife for 2 minutes. She will now bring the focus back to the investigation.
Ex-wife.
Since talking yesterday, do you remember any, like, timelines better? Like, what time you guys were playing, what time he was zipped up in the luggage, what time you went upstairs?
We started because we cleaned the house a little bit, did some laundry.
She recalls the game starting at around 4 p.m. and her going to sleep at around midnight.
So I have 4 and I have midnight, so there's a big gap. So I'm just curious, like, if you recall when you went upstairs to hide in the shower, or...
Like when we started to play, hide and seek.
Yeah.
Well,
hide and seek,
we went inside probably about, if I had to guess, we weren't out there too long. Worked on the puzzle again, finished it, started to paint, started to listen to music for a little bit, started to paint. Can we turn the music off? No problem. Start at the top, paint, whatever. I don't want to paint anymore. Let's just, come on. Okay, you want to play hide and seek? What he does is, okay, tag, you're it. So it's like, okay, we know. Okay, take off.
That's not how you play hide and seek.
Mm-hmm.
That's what we did.
Yeah, it is.
Have you guys ever played you said you played hide and seek like probably 3 times in your relationship.
Mm-hmm.
When you have played, have you ever zipped him up in a suitcase prior?
No.
Okay.
No.
The suitcase originally is in our closet, buried
Weird.
all the way to the back.
Why would we do that?
I know the CSI people saw our closet. Our closet needs to be cleaned out.
He zipped himself up from inside
really
of the
bad.
suitcase.
My son's clothes need to be cleaned out really bad because they don't fit him anymore, and I'm tired of looking at them. So he took it upon himself, including that suitcase, to take it downstairs so we can get all of our clothes, our donations, and everything, and just leave the whole thing by the clothing and sleeping at my son's school.
What the fuck?
No, I'm just asking, in the past, like, have you ever zipped him up in anything,
like
jokingly or not? But obviously, I understand, you know, you're claiming that Sunday it was a joking matter. You were laughing, he was laughing. But what I'm just asking is in the past, like, is it something that you guys normally do?
Absolutely not.
Okay. Okay, so do you remember making any videos or...
Oh, bitch, I got you on video.
Photos, videos that you remember...
Got you on video.
...on your phone on Sunday?
Uh-oh. Well,
I think I took a picture
fuck
of the
that
dog.
guilty bitch says what?
Okay.
Guilty bitch says
so
what?
I have something that I want to show you that we found.
I'll show you these videos.
And
okay, my name is Chris Hansen with Dayline NBC.
With regard to the colossal realm of interrogation footage, the level of notoriety these next moments acquired is virtually unprecedented. I feel like this picture belongs on a wall somewhere.
Mm-hmm. Can you see it?
Oh, fuck.
If you need to move it around, go ahead.
God damn it. Oh, yeah, the videos they made of killing the guy. Shit. Oops. Wah, wah, wah.
No, I don't remember that.
For everything you've done to me. For everything you've done to me.
Your battery's about to die.
Shut it down.
Oh, okay.
Let me...
Sarah may have been hoping that that was the end of it. Really can't say that I blame her for that.
You got the laugh. That sucks. God, you step down and be like, let's just arrest the bitch. Come on, don't rub it in her face.
I don't know how much I can take.
I don't know how to find her.
You're gonna take a lot more, bitch.
Do I have to watch this?
Do I have to watch that shit? Okay, I killed him. Fuck it, I killed. Oh my god, shut the fuck up. Okay, I was lying.
You can either explain it or we take it for what it is.
Yeah. We're just trying to give you the opportunity to tell us what's going on. That's it.
This nigga's like Dracula.
It's that long?
2 minutes.
Oh my god, I filmed it for 2 minutes? Oh my god. I gotta stop drinking. Once I got out of prison when I'm 80 years old, I gotta stop drinking.
my name? Don't wear it up.
What's my name, bitch? Suitcase queen.
I don't want to watch it, please.
Queen of the motherfucking suitcases, bitch. Okay.
That's him saying that he can't breathe, and you saying fuck.
So
Fuck
this is
you.
upside down.
The interrogators should
yeah.
not be cutting each other off,
You don't need
but
to
their
breathe,
missteps can
motherfucker.
be forgiven on this
Should've
occasion
breathed when
due to
you're
the
eating
power
them
of the
at my
evidence, which the
pussy.
lead detective will now focus on.
Never did,
Guys,
ever.
this is killing me right now.
So this image is upside down.
This come
and
right now.
this small video that occurred 11 minutes later, it's flipped over the other way, closer to your dining room table.
Okay.
Now he's obviously still in there. So he didn't. How did it go from the back to the front?
What?
I flipped it.
Okay.
You could see it from the front. Do you see it?
My plan was not to go upstairs and go to sleep.
Well, that's what you
Do you
did.
see it from
But
the?
not intentional though.
No, you told me you went upstairs.
If you could see it
because
from
what?
the back, but do you
You were
see it
upstairs
from the
to
back?
bed.
Just to be clear, Sarah still has no idea how screwed she is. She
She's
just referred to an
fucked.
earlier statement that she didn't lock up the suitcase all the way,
But
so
you fuck-
George could get out.
I'm gonna go take a
Stop
piss.
here.
I'm
Okay,
gonna go
but
piss.
Here.
No,
Tell me
I
where you can see any fingers coming out.
It's and his head's right here.
Mm-hmm.
So
have to pee really bad. Hold on, man. No one's watching this shit. I'm gonna throw up.
What are you doing, Mr. Volcano?
Hello, Tyrannosaurus Alan. I'm filling my cup with wild mineral fruit flavor, making it tasty for the ladies. Try some. Grab my conkers and twist till I shout birds.
Yes, I do. The size of a pea.
Birds. Do you perhaps drink cum?
Yes, I do. Load you. I do feel hydrated. Cool. I'm up to my ears in pee. George, you still filling your water with pee?
Hello, Tyrannosaurus Alan. I'm filling you breakfast with my cup.
Your cup? You can't say that.
My handsome conkers for breakfast. Try some. My conkers do like a twist and will help you conquer breakfast.
What are you doing? What are you doing? What are you doing?
How do you do, Tyrannosaurus Alan? I'm filling my vagina with birds. Yes, birds. It's my vagina.
Birds? You can't do that.
Do you perhaps drink bird?
Pee? Yes, I do.
Do you perhaps like stimulating my handsome conkers?
Yes, I do.
Come on, Tyrannosaurus Alan. I'll grab you and twist conkers till you shout, it's birds.
Yes, now, I'm off to eat, Mr. Volcano.
Tyrannosaurus Alan, you fruit, I'll have you for breakfast.
George, you can't like me.
You wild and fruity Tyrannosaurus. Why do you do it?
I'm planning to snuff your birds.
Come on, Alan, I'll conquer you. Do you perhaps like a wild twist till you shout, Allah? I'm filling my breakfast with birds, making it tasty from Tyrannosaurus. Try some birds with breakfast. My birds will help you conquer breakfast. I like birds with breakfast. Come on, breakfast. I'll have you with birds.
You can't have birds for breakfast.
I'm filling my twist here with you, Tyrannosaurus Alan. Well done.
YouTube poop.
going like this, it's like this.
But why is he saying I can't breathe, and why is he pushing on it as if he can't get out?
And it doesn't show a hole.
There's no hole. There's no fingers. I don't see his fingers. There's no hole.
I don't know what you want me to tell you. Like, I don't know, like, what you want me to tell you.
I'm just showing you. I'm just telling you what we see and what we've heard from the other video.
I understand.
He's begging for you to let him out. You're laughing in the beginning, and then in the end, it sounds kind of like a...
No, it's not malicious.
Well, saying fuck you.
It's not malicious.
Then what is that?
My intention was not to leave him in there. Please understand that. My intention was not to leave him in there.
This video is at 11:12 when it's...
Why'd you leave him in there, then?
No.
You dumb bitch.
No.
I think we've all gathered by now that Sarah might be twisting the truth in her favor a little bit. She seems to have forgotten that 2 minutes ago she claimed to have no recollection of this incident. So her impeccable memory all of a sudden seems rather selective.
But I didn't think that he was, like, panicky. Like,
I heard him. I thought he was pretending to not be able to breathe.
Sarah.
For 17 minutes.
I can't breathe. And you're the only one laughing.
Okay.
And you're the only one saying...
Yeah, Popo.
Derogatory...
Yeah, Popo.
...comments.
Let's defend I can't breathe. I can't breathe. Let's defend that, Popo.
I don't know if I can say this, but... Like, it's like you guys are kind of trying to, like, feed me.
The interesting thing about Sarah is that her intuition is correct. She sort of recognizes what the police are doing here, but still has no idea of the ramifications. Her energy resembles that of someone who feels the police are about to start rumors about her.
Like, no, I'm just trying to show you a video that you no longer want to watch because you probably don't want to know the outcome of how and what you said.
Motherfucker can't breathe. Let him out of the suitcase.
My plan was not...
Doesn't matter. Let him out of the suitcase, bitch. Oh, well, guess what?
And went to sleep. No one
Guess what?
You to go upstairs
NBC. Fuck, your building is on fire now. Fuck you. Okay.
Because I went upstairs and then I fell asleep.
Oh, lying.
He's
Bitch is fucking lying.
What do you think is going to happen if you leave somebody in?
What do you think was going to happen to this guy if you leave him in a suitcase for 17 minutes? He can't breathe in there. What do you think going to happen on there?
What was your plan?
What was your plan there?
I thought it was like
being a butthead.
I thought he was okay. Like I didn't.
He's telling you he's not.
Yeah.
He's telling you, Sarah, I can't breathe. He's saying your name, and you're like, "That's my name. Don't wear it out."
That's my name. That's my name. That's my name.
That's how we are with each other.
That's how we are. We kill each other. We commit murder.
Never happened before.
Sarah tries to move on to another topic, but the interrogator doesn't allow it and brings her back to the specifics of the evidence.
Again, his head is closer to us facing the video, so we should be able to see fingers, and we don't see anything. We see no movement.
No, I won't allow that.
Or physically unzipping it. All we see is pushing up, trying to push out of it.
I refuse to allow that.
Do not assume.
I mean, you put him in, so why didn't you take him out?
Put him in, put him out.
Because I was upstairs and I fell asleep.
No, before you went upstairs.
He was in a suitcase and I went upstairs and said, fuck it, and fell asleep. What the fuck am I supposed to do? I was asleep, I was tired, I went upstairs.
You specifically told me that.
I don't remember what I told you.
My intention is not for this to happen.
I told you to shut the fuck up, bitch.
I am sick about it. I've never done anything like this before in the past.
I never murdered anybody.
I'm sick.
I'm so fucking
The lead interrogator
right
starts playing the video as Sarah is mid-sentence reiterating her innocence.
I don't know.
Remember this, bitch?
I
oh, yeah.
Want me to
I'm
tell
gonna
you
murder you in a suitcase.
In any way, shape, or form.
I'm innocent.
You admit to moving the suitcase, like, over. So
you roll it.
You roll it over. Like, it's not like...
I didn't want it to be like that.
Oh my god, what the fuck? I didn't mean to film that.
How do you even get upside down?
How did I even fucking film that? I was drunk as shit.
You guys are killing me right now. I don't know how you want me to say it.
You guys are killing me.
I didn't mean to leave him in there.
I totally fucked up.
What's your reasoning for...
I really made a mistake.
Not calling 911
Chill. Please chill
because
out.
I didn't know what to do and how
I don't know what the fuck 911 is.
I called Ryan, and like what, 5 minutes later I called you guys?
Isn't that it?
Not even 5 minutes. And they were continually doing CPR
Bitch,
with
I
the
was
dispatch on the phone.
So when
trying
he
to
asked
clean
to be
that
let
suitcase out.
like, what's your reasoning for not letting him out?
When I was
He was
upstairs?
being a
No,
bitch.
when he's asking on the video, he
He's
asked
pissing
multiple
me
times.
off.
He asked to be let out. I can't breathe. What, like,
I didn't
why
like
didn't
him
you
anymore.
let him out?
He's an asshole.
Well, number one, I had
Fuck.
no idea it was going to
I don't
end
know.
like
I was
that.
tired.
Number one.
I didn't know that he was gonna die.
Number two.
I don't even need to breathe.
You know what?
You know what?
I'll give you 5 minutes or so in there.
Okay.
I'll give you 5 minutes or so.
5 minutes for what?
This was an absolutely imperative moment to allow the suspect to elaborate, but the lead interrogator cuts her off.
Well, based off the video, one video's at 11:12 and the next one's at 11:23, so you actually gave him at least 11 minutes per video recording. So my thing is, when it stopped, he asked multiple times, I mean, why? Why did you not let him out? It's just a simple question.
To be honest with you, I mean...
Were you punishing him?
No. Just...
Well, that's what you're saying in the video.
This is what you got. This is what you make me feel
when
like.
you mess
and
with
it's all
us.
backfired on me. I will never drink alcohol again.
I'll never get drunk and murder my boyfriend and film it again.
But let's get back to this.
I will never
When
be
he's
free
begging for his
again.
life, telling
I
him
will
he
never
can't
have
breathe, let me out, and you say,
ability
fuck
to-
you, why don't you just let him out? What are you trying to prove to him? There was obviously something in your head that you were thinking of when he was asking to be let out, and you were like, no,
Again, it's the
no.
boy calling wolf. And it's not fair. It is
was
not
totally
fair.
not
You guys
actually
are trying to, again...
unable to breathe.
He's in there. Night, night.
He's begging for his life, telling you he can't breathe.
I don't know what you want me to tell you.
Night, night,
like, I don't. I
go to
didn't
sleep.
intentionally mean for this to happen.
But my question is, why didn't you just let him out prior to going up?
I don't know
Give
why.
shit. I don't know. No.
He's begging to be let out. He's not laughing. He's not having fun.
So are you guys, so what is it you're trying to, like...
We're just trying to figure out why.
Why did you kill
Why?
the guy?
What?
Idiot.
Why?
What was the motivation for leaving him in the bag?
Why he was left in the bag? Why the video?
I didn't have any motivation. It was
fucking love
he and I having a great day, fooling around and being stupid.
You know, it's a good analogy for the day, excluding the fact that he's got a bump on the back of his head, a bump on the front of his head, and his lip is busted, and he has a
Oh my
bump on
gosh.
his eye. I mean,
I don't know what you all want me to tell you.
You gotta
Like,
accuse
this
me of
is not fair
You gotta
that you all are
accuse me of
assuming
some shit.
that that's from me.
You gotta accuse me
where else
of
did it
some
come
If
from?
you were, say it's opposite, you were in the
Accuse me of
suitcase
something.
and you're asking to be
You
let
gotta
out,
accuse me
should
of
they not let
something,
you out?
please. I don't want to ask for a lawyer yet.
I'm guessing. I mean, I don't.
I won't. I think
I'm blaming it on the wine.
I'm really scared.
Blaming it on the wine.
Oh no.
After talking to you,
I was drunk.
everything was laughing and
I
fun.
was drunk and I
now
get
we're
lesser
watching the
charges.
video where
I
it's not
was
laughing
drunk.
and fun. He's begging for his
Lesser
life,
charges.
and
I
you
was
are in a
drunk
very
and I
angry
get
voice
lesser
telling him
charges.
to
I
fuck off.
was drunk.
No, it's not fair that you guys keep trying to say that that's what I did.
Not admissible.
If he
Premeditated.
could push it open, why wouldn't he have gotten out himself? Why would he beg you to open it?
Premeditated.
And tell you he can't breathe.
Murder.
Okay.
If someone can do
Premeditated
something
murder.
for themselves, they're going to do it. They don't need assistance.
You committed
They-
premeditated murder.
No. No. I don't have anything.
Committed
Right.
premeditated
You're telling
murder.
us that we're assuming stuff, but what we're simply doing is telling you what we saw in the video and
I
repeating what
understand.
you told us.
I understand. Because I don't remember that.
Hey, baby.
Okay? Doesn't mean it didn't happen just because you don't remember it.
Sarah now gets freaked out by the male detective. She thinks he's texting someone about her, which creates an absurd yet hilarious moment.
So is the texting thing something about me? Like what's...
The what? Texting? Oh, no, I'm texting.
No, I have one last question. I mean, you realize you're the person that killed him, right?
I thought about that.
Okay, you left him in a bag when he's begging you, saying, I can't breathe, let me out, and you said, fuck you.
Not
Fuck
good.
yeah.
You got up, and you went up to bed.
You all,
Please sit down.
listen to me. I did not intentionally.
I did not didn't
I got you on video
never
screaming,
not
"Fuck you."
kill him.
This is what it feels like when you're choking me.
When
You're still feeling
does
for it.
cry.
You wouldn't say it if you didn't
You
feel
guys
it.
ever played
And you flipped the
Fortnite?
bag around several times.
I didn't do that intentionally.
You didn't intentionally flip
I
the
didn't
bag?
do it on
No,
purpose.
why would I do that?
Why would I
Well,
kill
you
him
question, you
on
did.
purpose?
When he was upside down.
That's bits we're trying to figure out for the past 2 hours.
You can't get in a suitcase.
Why did you kill him on purpose? Yeah, that's the question.
With the lid open for him
Trying to
get in there,
figure
and
out
use
the
it
question
left.
of
Then
why
it
did you
shows it
kill
on
him?
the other side with him in it, so you had to flip it to there. Then there's another video where it's on his back again, so you had to flip it.
I'm leaving it like this, please. I'm leaving it like this. I did not intentionally do this.
You left him in there. You did trying to
Oh my
dance around the
gosh,
fact. You left him in there.
This is not.
You didn't leave him in there?
It's not cool. Like this.
I
is
left
not cool.
him in there, but I didn't leave him
left him in there and left the room. You went upstairs to a different room.
I would do anything for him.
Well, you gave up checking up on him.
I would leave him in a suitcase.
Oh gosh.
Anybody
What?
looking at it doesn't. I don't think
You
anybody
didn't
will
do
look at
it.
that
I
video and
did
go,
that every
"George is
day.
having fun right now."
I did
The
that one
discourse
time.
repeats itself a few more times, and then Sarah brings out her list of questions.
So, am I getting my phone back?
No.
Not today.
What
Fuck.
about Lucas's laptop?
No.
Bullshit. That sucks. Okay, can
How do
I
about
go
getting
home?
his, wedding ring?
No.
Engagement
Okay, fuck.
ring?
Is that the medical
Am
examiner
I
process?
going to
It'll
jail?
come to us
Yes. Okay,
eventually,
fuck.
and then-
It's going to be released to
to
the next
family.
of kin.
Yeah, okay.
I bought it for him.
That is
Bitch,
the
you
civil
murdered
issue.
him too. Ass
It goes
also.
on his finger, it goes to them. They're the ones that are going to release it. We don't have any say in that.
So I won't get that back. So, what's next?
They're going to come and swab your fingers.
No, I'm talking about, like, in the long run. Like,
Go to prison.
what do I need to, like, do I need to be doing something, or, like...
I can't tell you, like, what to do.
I mean, like, so, like, for... Like, I don't understand, like, I don't know if you guys are just gonna, like... I'm not admitting anything about being intentional, and I, like...
We told you everything that we have. You know everything that we know.
So after this, what? I'm done? In itself, for me to have to live with getting him out and doing what I did is punishment enough.
Wow.
Nonetheless, I have to live without him now.
Mm-hmm. His daughters, too.
Are you trying to make it worse?
Sorry, what?
Are you trying to make it worse?
So this
Making a comment. I mean,
CSI that was there yesterday.
Forensics take her DNA and fingerprints. The investigators then return.
Okay, Sarah. So, you're not free to go. Okay.
This comment seriously puts Sarah on edge, but she still won't quite be fully aware of what's happening. This is coupled with the fact the investigators now try to get a solemn declaration out of her to close out the interrogation. The psychological dynamics of the moment are extraordinary.
Oh, do you promise everything you told us was the truth? Or no? Everything we've talked about today?
Yes. What do you mean?
The investigator explains that it's just protocol.
Do you promise and swear that everything we've talked about today has been true and accurate to the best of your knowledge?
To the best of my knowledge.
Correct. Yes.
Why?
That's how
anytime
you
we talk
swear.
to somebody,
The male detective re-explains that it's just routine, only in a far more comforting tone. But the tone doesn't do a whole lot to reassure Sarah. She looks about ready to get swallowed up by a wormhole and take her chances in a separate dimension.
It's not a trick question.
Like me, I did that.
To the
Like,
best of your knowledge.
Everything
months
that you
ago.
told us today is true and accurate to the best of your
That's
knowledge.
awesome.
Yes, but it was not intentional.
Okay. Okay.
All right, do me a favor, stand up. I need you to turn around, face the wall. Put your hands behind your back. Do you have anything in your pockets that I should know about?
No. Why is this happening?
Because George is dead.
Not intentionally. So this was a trick.
You read your rights.
Why
Were
is
you
this
trying?
happening?
Because
Before you all said I could leave. So what am I supposed to do now?
Be under
I had
I
a
don't
sneaky
work in the-
suspicion this was going to happen. And I need water, like, really bad, please.
how's she?
You all check me down here.
An officer comes to take Sarah to the jail, but Sarah has questions first.
Those holding cells, the holding cells. Am I going to be put in one of those?
I don't know.
Last time I had a panic attack.
Let them know that.
Yeah.
I don't know. Go ahead, Shanda.
I have not.
So what am I going to do with my purse? What made you all decide to do this?
Made us decide to do this?
Uh-huh.
George's dad.
You guys, I knew this was going to happen.
You did?
Sarah was taken to the Orange County Jail at 5:44 p.m. She was charged with second-degree murder and held without bond, which keep in mind was in late February of 2020, just before the entire planet went into lockdown due to a pandemic. So Sarah must have had a real fun time getting acclimated to the new environment. She's been in the county jail since, with a trial date set for April 10th of this year. She's currently working with her 7th attorney. 6 have already filed motions to get the fuck out of there, and all of them cited the same reason, which was irreconcilable differences.
What the fuck? Hold up. So this bitch, she fucking, I don't know what the fuck happened, but she locked this guy in his suitcase, filmed it for like 10 minutes or some shit. Oh God, I love fruit snacks. She filmed it for 10 minutes, then filmed it later for more when the guy's sitting there going, "Please let me out, I can't breathe, please let me out." And she's going, "Fuck you." And then she goes upstairs, goes, anyway. Obviously, she murdered the guy. She's drunk as fuck. Fuck yeah, bitch. Have fun in the suitcase, bitch. Asshole. And then, lies her ass off about it for a long time. 6 of her fucking lawyers. Oh, no. She goes to county. She's waiting for trial. And then fucking coronavirus hits. In county. So she's stuck in fucking county when they have to switch over to fucking coronavirus shit to keep. That's nightmarish. Man, that must have been fucking horrible. Smells pretty good. But then 6 of her lawyers left because the bitches, they said, "I can't defend this fucking bitch." Well, I was gonna play a video game, but fuck it. I guess I'll go to bed or something. I'm pretty drunk. I guess I'll go to bed or something. I'm pretty drunk. I guess I'll go to bed or something. I'm pretty drunk. I guess I'll go to bed or something. I'm pretty drunk. I guess I'll go to bed or something. I'm pretty drunk. I guess I'll go to bed or something. I'm pretty drunk. I guess I'll go to bed or something. I'm pretty drunk. I guess I'll go to bed or something. I'm pretty drunk. I guess I'll go to bed or something. I'm pretty drunk. I guess I'll go to bed or something. I'm pretty drunk. I guess I'll go to bed or something. I'm pretty drunk. I guess I'll go to bed or something. I'm pretty drunk. I guess I'll go to bed or something. I guess I'll go to bed or something. I'm pretty drunk. I guess I'll go to bed or something. I'm pretty drunk. I guess I'll go to bed or something. I'm pretty drunk. I guess I'll go to bed or something. I'm pretty drunk. I guess I'll go to bed or something. I'm pretty drunk. I guess I'll go to bed or something. I'm pretty drunk. I guess I'll go to bed or something. I'm pretty drunk. I guess I'll go to bed or something. I'm pretty drunk. I guess I'll go to bed or something. I'm pretty drunk. I guess I'll go to bed or something. I'm pretty drunk. I guess I'll go to bed or something. I'm pretty drunk. I guess I'll go to bed or something. I'm pretty drunk. guess I go to bed or something. I'm pretty drunk. I guess I go to bed or something. I'm pretty drunk. I guess I go to bed or something. I'm pretty drunk. I guess I go to bed or something. I'm pretty drunk. I guess I go to bed or something. I'm pretty drunk. I guess I go to bed or something. I'm pretty drunk. I guess I go to bed or something. I'm pretty drunk. I guess I go to bed or something. I can't feel it. Baby, I'll tell you what I don't want to do. I don't know what it was, but I don't know what it means. Baby, I'll tell you what I don't want to do. I don't know what it was, but I don't know what it means. Baby, I'll tell you what I do. I don't know what it means when I say. Baby, I don't know what I mean when I say, but I'll tell you what I mean when I say. It's gonna be alright. Baby, I don't know what I mean when I say, but I'll tell you what I mean when I say. It's gonna be alright. It's been like 6 weeks. When I say, but I tell you what I forgot about that pussy, baby. It's gonna be alright. It's been like 6 weeks. Goddamn day, I forgot about that pussy, baby. It's gonna be alright. It's been like 6 weeks. Goddamn day, I forgot about that pussy, baby. It's gonna be alright. You got a cheese sandwich. Goddamn day, got a big cheese motherfucking sandwich. It's gonna be got a cheese sandwich. Goddamn day, got a big cheese motherfucking cheese. Got a cheese sandwich. Got a big cheese sandwich. Got a big motherfucking cheese. Got a cheese sandwich. Got a big cheese sandwich. Got a big motherfucking cheese sandwich. Got a motherfucking cheese. Motherfucking cheese. Got a big motherfucking cheese sandwich. Got a big motherfucking cheese sandwich. Motherfucking cheese sandwich. Got a big motherfucking cheese sandwich. Got a big motherfucking. Got a big motherfucking cheese sandwich. Got a big motherfucking cheese sandwich. Got a big motherfucking. Got a big motherfucking cheese sandwich. Got a big motherfucking cheese. 6 weeks since I first found out. Got a big motherfucking cheese sandwich. Eat a bunch of cheese sandwiches. 6 weeks since I first found out. Got a big motherfucking cheese sandwich. Eat a bunch of cheese sandwiches. 6 weeks since I first found out. Got a big motherfucking cheese sandwich. Eat a bunch of cheese sandwiches. 6 weeks since I first found out. Got a big motherfucking cheese sandwich. Eat a bunch of cheese sandwiches. I love a cheese sandwich. Got a big motherfucking cheese sandwich. I got a big motherfucking cheese sandwich. I love a cheese sandwich. I got a big motherfucking cheese sandwich. Motherfucking cheese sandwich. I have a big cheese sandwich. I got a big motherfucking. I have a big cheese sandwich. I have a big cheese sandwich. I got a big motherfucking. I have a big cheese sandwich. I have a big cheese sandwich. I got a big motherfucking. I have a big cheese sandwich. I have a big cheese sandwich. I got a big motherfucking. I have a big cheese sandwich. I have a big cheese sandwich. I got a big motherfucking. I have a big cheese sandwich. I have a big cheese sandwich. I have a big motherfucking. I have a big cheese sandwich. I have a big cheese sandwich. I have a big motherfucking. I have a big motherfucking cheese sandwich. I have a big cheese sandwich. I have a big motherfucking cheese sandwich. I got 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 a big chicken sandwich. Chicken sandwich. scram. Well, thanks for watching my scram. Well, thanks for watching my scram.